Yes, and welcome, guys. Oh, the day after the shambles before. What is everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Let me just do this quickly and we'll get to everyone in the chat. Big up to all you guys. Welcome, man. Guys, come on. I think we're nearly at 2.5. We're at 2.5K. Have we hit it? No, we're one away. One subscriber from 2.5K. Come on, let's smash that like. Big up James Flower. Big up George. Mate, everything I said yesterday, everything I said categorically has come true with this football club. It's an absolute mess. Look, positive in what sense? I say it how it is. I've big up. We've hit the 2.5K. Much love. Thanks, guys. It's been taking a while. Big up. Thanks, Savin, for the raid. Big up Bella in the chat. Daniel Coys. Big up Mark. Hope you're doing well. Daniel Harris. Carragher calling Ange's philosophy total nonsense. Jamie Carragher was absolutely bang on yesterday. Everything that man said was nailed on, man. He hit the nail on the head. Big up Mike Pepper. Hope you're doing well. George again. Yeah, guys, we've got there. Now, the next target, he's a winner. I win trophies. Yeah, big up to everyone, man. That's like 10 subscribers. Thank you so much. Who else we got? We got Tom. Big up, Tom. Morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. I just can't wait for this guy to go. The day after the shambles before, Percy, we're talking about your manager career. My friend, I win trophies. At Everton, by the way. Big up Leo Starman Recordings. Love that. Big up, man. Love that. Anna Dawes. Big up Anna Dawes. Big up Jess in the chat. If anyone saw my absolute rant yesterday, by the way, I went on an absolute rampage yesterday. I was so pissed off. Do you know what? Normally, I don't care. I'll be honest. I don't really care anymore. I've lost care for Tottenham. I don't really give a shit anymore. If we win games, we win. If we lose, we lose. I don't have that attachment anymore. I've lost it. But yesterday was annoying. My brother's a Chelsea fan, so I had him in my ear giving it the big one, the Bertie to me. I was like, get out of here, man. It was nonsense. So yesterday, I just lost it. You go 2-0 up, 10 minutes in. Normal managers, and I say normal managers, will go, do you know what? We'll see that to half time. Make it hard to beat. Do you know what annoys me? Even if we'd lost yesterday, hear me out. Even if we lost yesterday, but you went, do you know what? Chelsea just were outstanding when we went 2-0 down. You get annoyed, but it is what it is. You go, Chelsea's. We did make it hard. It didn't happen, right? We look at us now, and you go, hang on a minute. We just decided to play right in the hands of Chelsea. And they went, do you know what? I have Chelsea mates are going, what on earth are you lot doing? You're 2-0 up and you've just gone and given us the game. I said at 2-0, I said, we ain't winning this. I said to my mates, well, we ain't winning this at 2-0 because we don't find a way to see games of football out. It's a nightmare. Having gets, mate. Yeah, James, do you want to come on? I'll send you the link. James, if you want to come on, mate, you're all more than welcome, James. I'll send you the link, James. I think I'll put it in the... James, I'll send it to you, mate. If you want to come on, mate, let's have a chinwag. I'm always happy to have James on. Yeah, James, you're more than welcome to come on, mate. More than welcome. When Sancho scored, I texted me saying, Gabe's like, yeah, Dan, I said that. As soon as Sancho scored, I went, we ain't winning this game. It's over. I just knew how the game was ending. It's since you come back on loan from Espanyol, it's all my fault. Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah. I left because of Ange Postecoglou. He's still here. How has this man still got a job? How do people back this guy? How does anyone? And do you know what? And I still stand by it. And anyone that knows me knows I say this. I always put people in 3 buckets. You've got the ones that don't want Ange. You've got the ones that just go, do you know what? He's crap. Get him out. You've got ones that love him and he's the Messiah. It's never his fault. We could get battered 10-0 and it would never be his fault. And then what you've got a lot in the middle now that don't really rate this manager, but go, we just don't want to sack anyone. We don't want to go through the rigmarole of sacking. And that bucket is massive now. People just want to keep him because we shouldn't sack managers. That's not how it works. We're an elite football club. If I was crap at my job, people wouldn't be saying, oh, no, we don't want to just go through hiring a new person. We'll just keep the guy that keeps losing them money. That's not how it works. That's not how business works. That's not how life works. If you're rubbish, you've got to go. Big up Chloe King. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you. Hope you're well. I'm not sure why we should change our approach. Because we keep losing super duper Ange. We keep losing Ange. That's why we have to. Yeah, smash the likes. Go sub to Savra if you haven't already. Come on, you probably already all have in it. Everyone's singing along. We're shit and we know we are. We are. But it's just funny at this point. Perchy gives it to you without a chair. What a guy. I don't care. I'll stand up here. I'll learn abuse if anyone says it. If anyone wants to challenge me, by the way, please come along. If you want to come on, do you know what? If you want to come on, if we get to what likes are we at? If we're at 28 likes, if we get to 40 likes or 12 likes, I'll drop the link in. Anyone can come in and vent it out, man. 40 likes. There's 120 of you in here. Come on, man. You know the drill, man. After the game, 2-0, I had no confidence Spurs would win. I don't think anyone had true confidence that we would win. Let's be fair with it. 18 wins in 42. Any top club doesn't accept it. Do you know what's even worse, Mark? Mark, do you know what's worse? I did the digging last night for some stats last night. And I was so pissed off. If you started let me find it, just 1 second. From the 4-1 defeat to Chelsea at home last season, do you know what our stats are? It's 16 wins. We've won 16 league games since we lost to Chelsea 4-1 last season. 16 out of 42. It's actually worth 16 out of 53 or something stupid. It's embarrassing. Lord, I think the turning point was the minute. The turning point for me, Lord, was the second he didn't go, do you know what? We're going to sit in a little bit. 10 minutes. Let's just soak up a little bit of pressure. Let's make it hard to beat. But he don't want to, man. This guy's awful. Rinketic, if he went to Espanyol and played those tactics, they would win a game of football. Because Espanyol have nowhere near the quality of players Spurs have. Nowhere near. If Ange Postecoglou went to Espanyol, here's a question. I'll flip it on that from that Rinketic. If Ange was managing Fulham, Southampton, Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, he wouldn't have them top half. He'd have them in a relegation battle playing these tactics. Had a dream Ange left, Alonso came in, I woke up. Side answer, I'd have anyone. I'd have the F1 driver Fernando Alonso managing our team. It's that bad. I'd have Fernando Alonso managing us. Big up Phil Coy's, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Savra, I think you fall in the bucket of absolutely hate this guy at the moment or don't want him here. In that bracket, definitely. In the get him gone tomorrow. Get him gone now. The fact he hasn't been sacked already is nonsense to me. How has he not been sacked? We sacked managers that finished fourth, by the way. We used to sack managers that finished fourth but didn't get Champions League football. Harry Redknapp got us fourth and we sacked him. We've sacked managers that finished fifth. Like, this is mental. Yet this guy just gets a pass. It's shocking that my missus asked, how's the game going? I said we were 2-0 up and she says, you'll probably lose 3-2. We both knew she was right. And it's always going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. But do you know what? We'll have the same people that go, well, last season we lost 4-1, so it's better. Get out, man. Where are those people, by the way? Those absolute nonsense people, drivel people that go, well, last season is a better result than last season. Get out of it. We still lost the game, and we could have. And let's be fair, if Chelsea had their shooting boots on, it could have been 6s or 7s. How many times have we said that, by the way? A team, if they'd taken their chances, could have won 6 or 7-0. Let that sink in. Big up Lee. I'll go with that one. Hi, Perchy. Spurs women would probably do better in the league than whatever's going on. They're not managed by this lunatic in charge. They're not managed by this madman. That's the difference, right? I'm at the stage I want Ange to stay to shut the Aussie. Daniel, for me, I kind of get that. I kind of want him either to stay now and we just go, do you know what? Who cares? We can all have a laugh about it now. Look, I'm past caring at this point. I am past caring. So, yeah, I get that point. I do get that point. Either he goes tomorrow or now, he's gone today, or just keep him. Who cares? But whatever we do not give this man any more money in January. Do not. If you know what's best for you as a football club, keep him all you like. I don't care. But do not give this man any more money because he'll go and buy some 16-year-old for 50 million quid or something. My favourite, most angering Ange quote was when he pretended he didn't understand our rivalry with Arsenal. Yeah, don't. This guy doesn't get us, does he? Doesn't get us one bit. Big up Perchy in the chat. Yeah, big up Cole, my friend. Big up Cole. Do you want to come on, Cole? I'll drop you the link if you want to come on, mate. Ange out, Lange out, Mun out, Levy out. Yeah, all of them go. Get out of here, man. I don't care, man. Yeah, big up James Watts. Hope you're doing well. Where are these Aussie Spurs fans before Ange? Do you know what? It's not even the Aussie fans. It's just these fans that just back this guy for the sake of it, man. Get them all. Ben, I agree, mate. Ben, if you want the link, mate, you've got it. I think I sent it to you. I'm with you, Perch. I'm with you, Perchy. Ange out. Mapping. Do I get the apology, by the way? Because I get told I have to give an apology when Ange proves us wrong. Do I get the apology for being absolutely bang on about this football club for year and year? Not disrespect to you, my friend, but be fair. You were telling me that I was negative before the game when I went, does he go after this game? And if you want him out now, surely, I'm just saying, I get it right, and I'm negative. Phil, I have got a chair. I'm just trying something new. I'm trying to be a bit more diverse and do a bit different. I can move about, man. Move about. Oh, look who we got in here. We've got Sav's Albanian brother alongside him. Big up, James. How you doing, brother?
I'm very well. How are you?
Apart from Tottenham, I'm really well.
Apart from Spurs, yeah.
We're a mess, aren't we? Let's be fair, man. You saw the chaos after the game. Like, look, big up to you, my friend. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. But I'll ask you a couple of questions to get your what is going on at Tottenham. Like, that's a simple one. What is going on at this club?
It's the history of the Tottenham. It's what it is, mate.
It's madness. Like we have people that still sit back and go, like, everyone sits back and just looks at that result yesterday. Look, ignore the ones against Bournemouth and Ipswich and stuff like that. Chelsea, one of our biggest rivals, we capitulate at home. Do you know what under this manager? Do you know what the scoreline is over the 3 games?
I don't even want to know, to be honest.
Chelsea 10, Tottenham 4. Let that sink in. This manager is letting 10 goals over 3 games against this manager.
Yeah, for me, I was Ange in because I wanted to get to this point. So this was the point that I wanted because I knew it was going to come. So a matter of time before people actually realise that people will start turning on the board again. So I was Ange in until I went to Ipswich. I got tickets off Ian, and I sat about maybe 10 seats behind Ange, at maximum 10 seats behind. And honestly, he stood there. He did not say a word, hands in the pockets. Ipswich manager, who I actually want, to be honest. That's the guy I actually wanted.
Yeah.
Or I want now, sorry. And he was up and down, screaming, commanding. Whereas us, the odd occasional, we'd have Matt Wells kind of go to the touchline and tell him what to do. And Andrew's like, oh, okay, yeah. And then it kind of went back to normal. So for me, the fact that people are sticking up for Ange is part of the problem, to be honest.
This guy has the best. I wish this guy I wish I had the PR that this guy has. I'd love it. You can fail everything you do, but people go, "I'll give it time. It will be fine." Hang on a minute. Like, for me, you know my stance. I want Daniel Levy and all this lot gone. But he wasn't the reason we lost the game yesterday. Because the problem what happens is the Daniel Levy argument only goes a certain way when we lose games of football. Because for me, I've always been balanced. That's why I don't blame Daniel Levy for like specific games. For the running of the football club and where we are, yeah, 100%. The overall picture, yeah. But if you're going to sit there and say Daniel Levy is the reason we lost to Chelsea yesterday, you would then have to use the balance of the metric and say, well, Daniel Levy was the reason we beat Manchester City. And I can't sit there and say that because I don't believe it. So for me, I can't use the Daniel Levy. I can say, look, has he ruined this football club? Yeah, because he's built it into an organisation that has found a way to make money out of a fan base and use raw emotion of a football club to make financial gain. So that crap, yeah, park that for a second. Tactically, this manager is all over the shop. Tactically, he is all over the shop.
This is what I don't get. People are saying, "Oh, when it comes to Bentancur's good, Basuma's good, Udogie's meant to be good, Porro's meant to be good, Romero's good." So
Romero's
all these players are good.
Every 5 minutes, and then the next minute is we need better players. We flip flop on an opinion every 5 minutes. It's madness. Big up,
I agree.
By the way. But do you know what the worst thing about yesterday was? The example is if we'd have won the game 2-0, everyone would be saying how amazing we are. It wouldn't be the players are crap. It would be, oh my God, we are amazing. We battered Chelsea. That would have been the narrative if we won. So for me, this is where I feel like everything. I haven't changed my opinion. I said all of the stuff that everyone is saying now is brilliant. I'm in a group chat, and I'm not going to name names and stuff because they're my mates and stuff. But I'm in a group chat. And it was brilliant because WhatsApp has a great feature where you can search for your old messages. And when you look back at the stuff I was saying in August, is everything everyone is saying now. Yet when I was saying it at the time, I was negative for saying it at the time. And I say, well, hang on a minute. I got everything spot on. Look, individual results are different. Ignore that. But the overall picture of what's happening right now, I was saying in January. So in August, I was saying in August, what I said, I picked out this message, and it basically said we need to sign a defensive midfielder because I said the tactics need to be adapted for the Premier League, and this manager needs to stop leaking in sloppy goals. 3 things that happen every single game we've watched this. Majority of the games we've watched this season. Big up Rinketic, man. Welcome along. What are you got to say? Hello?
James or me?
You've frozen, my friend. Oh, no, there you go. There, you're back. You're there, my friend.
Me or James?
No, I said you. James,
sorry.
me. I said you.
Sorry. No, the thing is, like, I knew about the DM thing already in, like, August. So, well, more or less, I said, like, I don't mind buying players like Bival and Gray, but I said, like, I want a proper pro to teach those guys how to become like good players.
People were telling me that we didn't need players because Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall have done enough in pre-season to play games. They hardly play. Look, if we lost the game in our approach and we're losing games of football because we've got Gray and Bergvall midfield because that's the direction we want to go down, I'd still be annoyed, but at least I understood what we were doing. The players that are losing the senior pros. With the senior pros are losing games of football. And all I hear is the players are rubbish. Look at the teams above us. We've got a better squad than Fulham, Brentford, Forest. Who else are above us? Brighton. We've got a better squad than Brighton. Villa. Everyone was telling me when I said Villa have a really good squad, it was saying, Villa have had one good season, blah, blah, blah. It's madness. People change their opinions all the time. For me, the teams above us, minus the Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Villa, I'll even put Villa in that, minus those 5, we are better than all of the teams above us, minus those 5. Half the teams, we should not be where we are. We're better than all of them. And I think, do you know what the biggest problem is James really hit the nail on it. When we're doing well, Bentancur's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Kulusevski's been one of the best players in the league this season. Based on what? I think Kulu's one of those. Kulu can have a good game and then everyone goes over the top about it, and then you'll have a game like yesterday where I thought he was awful, absolutely awful yesterday. I thought he was rubbish, but that's how it works, man. Like we overhype and then we just build from that, man. It's ridiculous.
I actually think we got lucky with the 2 first goals yesterday. Whatever you like it or not, because it might be a suspicion thingy, but Kukurea, he changed his boots after those 2 goals. After those 2 goals, and who knows, like.
Sorry, Mappin. I didn't actually genuinely mean you had to apologize. I don't care. Like, I get called negative and all this all the time. I don't care about that. I didn't actually. I was more saying it in jest because everyone tells me when it cooks with Ange, is what I always hear. You have to apologize. Everything I've said has been bang on with it, man. But I wasn't literally saying you owe me an apology. I don't need you to apologize. It's just opinions, right? But look, James, look, where is it now starting to become to a situation where the longer that the owner is in Daniel Levy, I'll call him the owner, he's not the owner, but he's the chairman, keeps this man in charge? Because I hear a lot of people in the chat saying he should be given until he gets knocked out of the cup. For me, if a proper football club, do you know what they do? They get rid of this guy now and go, we're bringing in this person because we could lead us. They could take us on. You remember when Chelsea, who they sacked, and then they brought in Di Matteo? And then Di Matteo went and won the Champions League for him.
Yeah. So there's a couple of situations. You don't even have to look into like the cup scenario for that. Yesterday, at half-time, their coach makes a sub and changes the game. So it doesn't have to be sort of like winning a cup or going out of a cup. It's about acting in game, and that is the one thing that I don't believe anyone can argue with. He does not act in game. He always reacts. For me, I could see Basuma and Sawa getting run ragged the whole time, and not one of them could get their foot on the ball. So I would have put Maddison on instantly. I would have gone, you know what? You're losing the ball too much, Maddison. In you come. But it's organised chaos. And don't get me wrong, when it does work, sometimes there's moments and there's been goals I've gone, Carl, that was really good. But to do that 10 minutes of a game, it's just not good enough. It just pure and simple is not good enough. And the fact that we're so-called accepting this, it's allowing him to sort of come in and just continue doing it. I mean, yesterday, the biggest thing for me, out of everything, yesterday he come out and said, we played really well.
Oh, don't. I'm sick of hearing this guy talk.
So
my heart stand it. He talks mentally.
Yeah. So my question would be, does he believe that we're playing really well? So he's actually doing nothing wrong. Is he going into Levy and going, I thought we played really well, mate? And Levy goes, yeah, you did all right. Like, it's just the result that didn't happen. Because if they're having that conversation, man, we're in big trouble. Big trouble.
But do you know what it is though? And like when he comes out, I'll be honest, I don't listen to this guy anymore. I always used to listen to like press conferences, post-match reaction from managers, because it's good to understand whether we win or lose their mentality and what they've come through. I stopped listening to this guy. This guy talks rubbish. Like I want a manager, and everyone always says, do you know what's incredible? When I say I don't like this guy, they go, well, you didn't like Conte. Yeah, I didn't like Conte. I thought he said something, but I think a lot of it he done to sort of alleviate a lot of his responsibility by blaming a lot of other people. That was my personal opinion on it, and I stand by it, whether I agree or disagree. He said what he said I agreed with, but I felt it wasn't done for us. It was done to cover himself. So when he did leave, that's my personal opinion. Whatever, that's irrelevant. He'll go, well,
in fairness, it's the only thing. This is where I will give Daniel Levy credit, because you have to give certain amount of credit, and it's either one or the other. For me, Conte wanted Bastoni, he wanted Diaz, players, and but he wanted those guys, and they said no, we're not paying 50-60 million. And just asked for Johnson and got Johnson, and just asked for Solanke, got Solanke, and just asked for Mickey van der Ven and got Mickey van der Ven, Vicario and got Vicario. So fuck off, Sava. So if he's been given 4 or 5 players of his choice, you can then, unfortunately, you go, okay, Levy is still to blame because I think we should have done more. But We should be definitely doing better than where we are. Whereas for me, Conte,
100%.
I could say Conte wasn't backed at all. So whereas the full 100% of the blame was on Levy when Conte was involved, now I'd say it's 50-50. They're both to blame.
Oh no, I agree. I agree. I'll bring Rinketic into it as well. But for me, as I always say with it all, it's always a balance, right? I've always said it's like I always call everything a problem pie in the sense that it's not always it's not all about one ingredient. There's several certain factors and certain problems within our issues. It's partly to the players. Yeah, players have to take responsibility. The manager's got to take a lot of responsibility and the owner's got to take a lot of responsibility. It's all part and parcel with any problem. It isn't just the manager. It isn't just the players. Certain percentages here and there. For me, as I always say, I didn't like Conte's style of football. I didn't like the way he handled certain things. As I said, I thought he was protect himself. But whenever I hear this, oh, well, if you don't like Ange, you didn't like Conte, what do you want? You wanted this. No, I didn't. I want a manager that can read a game of football. Everyone takes the mick about me playing Football Manager, blah, 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 and I do it on stream. I love it. Make sure they're later on today. Little cheeky plug. But when I'm 2-0 up in a game, the first thing I do, you guys watch me, is we sit a little bit deeper here. Let's soak up a little. You don't just sit there and charge everyone forward. Do you know what we play? If everyone played FIFA, we play on ultra attacking all game. If everyone's played FIFA back in the day, you can set the tactics to go ultra attacking. We play that all game, whether we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 1-0 down, 2-0 down, 0-0. We played like that all the time. And we looked knackered at the end of the game. Like, you think at 2-0 up, you get 2 goals. We got a bit lucky. Yeah, the Cucurella slipped twice. Cool. You own those and take those chances. Sometimes you get a little bit lucky. We go 2-0 up. Now, let's kill this. Let's 10, 15, 20 minutes into a game, kill it off for a bit, make Chelsea work. As I said at the start of the show, and so I will bring in Rinketic. As I said at the start of the show, even if Chelsea did beat us yesterday, but we made it hard for them, and it came as 3 worldies that they put past us. You go, do you know what? They were worldies. We worked hard. We looked strong defensively. We made them work for it. Fine. It was easy as hell. We gave away such easy goals. Rinketic, you're in. I'll let you speak, my friend.
No, I'm happy I didn't watch the whole game because we had practice and stuff. But the parts I watched, we got lucky with the goals. And I saw Chelsea got 2 free chances where they were through on goals at the first half. And most of the time, if that was an even better player, that would been a goal. So I felt like we got kind of lucky yesterday with his score. And also about this Archie Gray thing, I don't care if we play him as a right back or DM, just play him full 90 minutes or something. We don't even play him from the start.
Oh, yeah, no, look, I just think it's madness at the moment. And look, Hector's got in. I'm all for questioning Ange for inconsistency, but do you have consistent players? Maddison, what do you know what? This annoys me, right? This annoys me because, yeah, look, I'll criticize a player here and there. Fine, I'm no issues with that. You're 4 points off 7th. What is going on at Tottenham? If that is the standard now, we're 4 points off 7th. So it's all okay. What? Look at the teams below. This is mental.
This guy hasn't watched us play clearly because I think everybody makes James Maddison a scapegoat. But I actually watched him the game before this, and every time he got the ball, he turns and looks forward. Every time he turns and looks forward. If there's no runners or people busting the gut to get in behind or make that through ball, he has to then turn back and keep the ball. So you're literally taking every asset that he's got out of the game by doing the formation that we're doing. For me, I would play the same back 4. I would actually play Archie Gray and say, listen, you're a DM/centre back. I just want you to sit there and do nothing other than break up play, help out the defenders. And then I'd play Kulu and Maddison. At least that way, I'd say, you know what? You've got an all-out attack, but you've still got 5 at the back when need be, with Archie Gray dropping in. So whatever happens. You're still doing both. But the fact that he goes, he'll play Romero and Van der Ven, and then everybody forward is just chaos. It's organised chaos.
Honestly, the reason I stick up for ANGE is because the grass might look greener, but if your transfer policy stays by buying players for the future, you could be in the same position. This is madness. Hector, you're one of those people that would basically saying is it doesn't matter how crap we are, and should get beaten week in, week out, but because our transfer policy stays a buying for the future. Hang on a minute. Whoa. Under this manager, how many first-team players has this guy signed under this manager? Vicario, Van der Ven, Madison, Solanke, he brought in Timo Werner twice, Johnson,
Odegaard
he's brought in. Like, what are we talking about? Do you know what's mad, right? Everyone in the summer was saying, wow, Spurs have actually replaced Deadwood. Spurs have replaced the Deadwood. Now we're saying that it's a transfer policy. No one's consistent with their opinions. Hector, what did you say in the summer? I don't want your revisionism. In the summer, people like you were saying, great transfer window. Archie Gray is going to be amazing for us. I was told that nonsense. Doesn't even play. And when he does play, he plays at right back or centre half. Madness.
For me, with Archie Gray, I'm done with Basuma. So just play Archie Gray in CDM. We've seen Basuma. Basuma can't play that role. So let's see if somebody else can. Play Archie Gray there. Play fucking Romero there. I don't care. Play someone else there because Basuma cannot play that role.
But do you know what's amazing, right? No matter what, the same thing happens. We could get battered against who we got next? Rangers on Thursday.
And then Southampton. And then United.
In theory, you look at that and go, 2 wins there. That's 2 wins.
Do you?
No. My point is, in theory, you look at that and go, we should be beating Rangers. We should be beating Southampton. I can't see us. I'm at that stage where I don't know. Do you know what will happen? I know what will happen, by the way. We will batter Rangers on Thursday. I'm just telling you this. We'll batter Rangers on Thursday, and then everyone will start telling us, there you go, Ange Ball has kicked, see what he can do. He should be beating Rangers. He should be beating Southampton. They're prerequisites. They're one of those games, you look at the fixtures, go, win. You don't even question it, but it's madness. Will another manager get more out of these players? 100%. 100%. Like, it is madness. How anyone can look at it and go, I don't know anyone can get better out of these players. You just sit a bit more pragmatic. I'm not sitting there saying 10 men behind the ball. I'm just sitting there saying, you go couple yards back, hard to beat. None of this inverted nonsense with the fullbacks. Back 4 or a back 5, however you want to set up. I don't care. Rigid and go, do you know what? When we counter, it's funny, isn't it? When we counter-attack teams, we look good. Man City look great on the counter-attack. It is mad.
Sorry.
Oh, no, Carrie, you go, man.
No, like yesterday, we had this talk about Toro can't defend, but I thought he was all right yesterday. But for example, let's say if I wouldn't mind at minute 60 if we put in Ben Davies or Gray instead of with Doggy and not invert them, so it would be a proper back 4 kind of thingy.
No,
so you have three proper defensive guys instead of 2 who likes to bomb forward and stuff. And maybe said Madison lies in the same category, so he's crap. Well, it's because he has no one to pass the ball to.
Oh, do you know what it is? It's actually simpler than that. You're right in what you say. Everything you just said is right. We're just chaotic. Everyone's everywhere. It's all free flowing. Chaos. Say free flow. It's all over the shop. That's why the 2 foul penalties gave away. By the way, people going, "Oh, they're blaming the players." Yeah, they were awful challenges, but it's because we play this chaotic way. Everyone's all over the place. Big up, Josh. You know I love you, Josh, man. People want a quick fix. Sack Ajax like they're fucking having dementia, seeing the same cycle. Josh, you want to come on? You're welcome on. I've got a lot of time for you. You're a lovely bloke. Nothing against you at all. But for me, the tactics aren't good enough. Now, I can agree with you. I can agree with you to a certain extent, depending on what you want to say here. I'll agree with you on a part. Do I think a manager comes in and wins with Tottenham? No. No chance. I don't think at all. A manager will not come in and win at Tottenham. Not for me. But do I think a manager can come in and go, do you know what? I like what we've got here. Let's steady this ship. Let's calm it down a bit. Slow the pace down significantly. And go, look, I like that you've got a strong defensive 3, right? Strong defensive 3. Well, we're gonna move it and play a back 3 now. Let's just use Thomas Frank an example. Then we'll go back 3 now. We'll change this back 3. Dragoshin, Romero, Van der Ven when they're fit, right? Back 3. Move forward. We'll play a midfield 4 with 2 wide men. Porro on one side, a Doggy on the other. You're 2 in the middle. Well, we go, do you know what? I like the looks of the Bentancur next to a Basuma. Ken, it could be Sarr. Doesn't feel how you want in. Attacking 3, you can then go and slot in a Maddison, Kulu, Solanke. You could drop Son in there somewhere. You could drop it. For me, it's simple, man. I don't know how people can't see it. Ben, this is it, man. The nonsense is, who comes in and win? Ben, do you know what's a successful season for us this season? Having a month where we don't lose a game of football. That is a successful season this season. Do you not think so, Rinketic? A successful season for us is not to lose a game in a month because we lose games every week, man.
It's insane. Be right back. 2 seconds.
It ain't rocket science, man. It ain't. As I said, look, Rinketic's just gone, but I'll carry on. It ain't rocket science, Sam Smith. Play to what you've got. We haven't got the players to play this gung-ho. You couldn't play these tactics with anyone else. Spurs Kings, I've decided I won't be backing the next hour. I'll be calling for a second day 1. I can't back it. But that's not how it works. Spurs King, man, that's nonsensical. When we say backing, what are we saying? We're not going to ask for a manager to be sacked immediately. If a manager comes in and he's not been very good, why can't we? Do you know what? Ben's in the chat. Ben, design me my Nuno card. Do you know what? I'll do it. After this show, I'm going to design a Nuno card because all the same people that use this argument, well, they wanted Nuno out. Why did you want Nuno out then? After 10 games or 11 games or whatever it was. What's the difference? Nuno went in, November, I want to say? Am I right in saying? When we sacked Nuno? Was it November or December? When Conte came in. I want to say it was November, December time, right? It was around then. We got rid of him, but not everyone was happy when we sacked him. Why does this guy get so much plaudits? Look, the Daniel Levy argument, unfortunately, is now because... Do you know what it is? And I'm not going to call you out, Spurs Kings. I'm not calling you out because I know you've been Levy and Cowboys for a while. This isn't directed at anyone individually. What I see now, especially under this manager... Yeah, cheers, Mark. It was, first, for me... This manager, do you know what it is? Is because they like this manager as an individual. It can't be tactically. I can't see how anyone goes, tactically, I think we're great. What I think is happening now, in the same people that are very quiet when, in the summer, by the way, these people weren't saying Enoch Levy out like I was. I've been screaming it for years. I've been saying it for so long now that I've done saying it because I think it's nonsense. What we're seeing now is a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon for it. Now, because it suits the agenda to protect this manager. For me, whether or not we keep this manager or sack this manager, there needs to be a change of ownership. Said that all along. a philosophy change. It's not even about a new owner, as in Daniel Levy new. For me, it's a philosophy, psychology change. This football club isn't built to win. Even if we sack Daniel Levy or the board sack Daniel Levy and we bring in someone new, nothing changes. Legitimately, we are built to make money. We're not built to win stuff. The way that the organization is structured, you need somebody to come in and go, hang on, we want to make all this money, but all that money is getting straight into the first team so we can buy players. We got a load of money in the back pocket, man. Loads and loads of money. There's a reason why Heung-min Son, for example, is still at this football club. Any other respectable football club would have sold him a year ago. But he's still in here because he makes a load of money. It's the only reason he's here. And you wonder why we've got another young Korean now coming through. Because he's now going to be here at the football club forever.
No,
this is spot on. Daniel Levy has done a lot wrong, but he's not the reason we lost yesterday. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we don't. I just think at the moment, mate, it's madness. Everything I hear is nonsense. People talk nonsense way too much. We're gonna finish. We are finished. Sorry, Karen, go, man.
The Miss Bunny comment. I was gonna say, like, when I actually like Conte, and when it went like downwards for Conte, like everyone was blaming him and not Levy. And now it's like it's Levy, it's not Ange. Like, you have to be neutral on these kind of things. Like, you can't like just swap and change all the time.
Yeah. Oh, don't. It is. It for me, mate. It's just madness. No. Spurs kick. I wasn't. That's what I said. I wasn't directing it at you. I was just talking about it collectively. I was using your point to divert to another point. Sorry. Yeah. No, I got what you were saying. Sorry. Yeah. George, I agree. Levy did appoint Ange, but Daniel Levy at a detriment is retaining this man. Keeping a hold of this guy is the problem. As I said, we have to be. For me, we have to sit there and go, hang on a minute, what are we doing here? Look, I'm now at the point now. We play Chelsea. Look, Chelsea knew me. My brother's a Chelsea fan. He was giving me freaking stick last night, and I just went, I just can't wait for this manager to be sacked. That's how I was. I said to him, I said, look, great, good result for you lot. I just want this guy sacked so we can move on. And he just sent a laughing face, and we moved from that. But for me, look, I'm at that stage. It goes one or two ways. You have to sack him this week, or we keep him now. Because who cares anymore? I think the nonsense are people go, you've got to give him an opportunity in the cups. Why? So he gets us knocked out of cups when we could get somebody in that could win it for us. By the way, I don't think we're going to win it. I've never said we're going to win anything. But does anyone in their heart of hearts in this chat now, and let me know, just a yes or no. All you have to, I don't want context. Yes or no. Does Ange win a cup for us this season? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then why is he here? That's my point.
And also,
whether or not we beat Man United or not, does he win a trophy? I don't think so. Anyway, sorry, go.
And also, like, people were talking about that the other day when we lost to the last Europe game. Was it Galatasaray or whoever it was?
Galatasaray.
Anyway, yeah. My point being, people were like, "Yeah, we lost to them, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to qualify." Well, if you get top 8, you don't have to play one extra round. Like, you get less games. Be smart about it.
It is madness, mate. That I agree with you. But big up to everyone that has subscribed, by the way. We've had about 25 new subscribers. That's wicked. Can we get, I'll hide that. If you can see that, guys, it says 2,523. Can we get maybe 717? If we get to 2,550, that's 27 more. That would be wicked. As I said, we might do maybe some sort of Christmas giveaway at some point at the end by Christmas time. I'm thinking about it. If we get to 3K before the new year, if we get to 3K before the end of the year, then I'll do a little giveaway of something for Christmas. Someone said, who was it? Big up Darren Johnson. But if you sack him, who are you bringing in? Anyone. Darren, I'd have you in charge at this point. I don't care anymore. I'm so bored of this manager that Hang on, that's probably going to melt my door. That's not a good idea, leaving the heat like that. It's so cold in this room. No, look, Darren, I'm at that point, mate. I'd have you in charge. No, I don't know your managerial qualities. You might be the best manager at Hidden Gem, but for me, I'd have anyone in charge. Like, for me, I look at it, I'd have Thomas Frank. I'll just use Premier League. I'd have the Celta Vigo manager. Have you seen how he's playing football at the moment? With a tiny squad. Mate, I'd have the Celta Vigo manager, the Girona manager, the Real Betis manager. I'd have Valverde, who's at Athletic Bilbao. Is he at Bilbao? Yeah, he's at Bilbao. So. Valverde. I'd have him. I'd have Frank Silva. I'd have the Brighton manager. I'd go over to Brighton and go, "We'll have you. We want to build everything." Yeah, Mark. I would have Emma Hayes. I'd have the Spurs women's manager right now in charge of us.
He's really good, actually. I like him.
I'd have anyone. People say Ancelotti. Yeah, I'm not. I don't even want to go that level. I'm not sitting there saying the top level. I would have anyone at the moment. Like,
thank you, George.
I'd have you in charge. Like, I'd have Iraola at Bournemouth. I think he's a good manager. Graham Potter. Like, even if I look at all, hang on, I looked at it the other day. Let me find it. I'll get it up quickly. Because
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you speak as I find this.
I was looking at like free agent managers the other day. And Robert Schmidt got fired from Benfica because the squad is kind of whack right now. But he made like Darwin Núñez look like Messi and stuff. And he also found like players like Ramos, the guy at Benfica, and Alexander Bader. A lot of amazing players.
Ben, that's quality. Sorry, no, Ben just sent me my Nuno card. Thanks, Ben. You're a legend. I can't put it up on it because I haven't paid for StreamYard, so I might. I'll put it up later on. I'll use it. I'll add it on my Stream Labs for when we do the stream, and I'll put it up. I like it. It's wicked. Look, Graham Potter's about Joachim Low. I'd have Eric Ten Hag. He's available. Xavi, Rudy Garcia, Materazzi, Allegri. I'd have Allegri. Terzic is available. I'd even have David Moyes at this point. It's that I genuinely think it's that bad. Like, I'd have David Moyes over this guy. Hector saying, hire a new manager. Does that mean Levy changes? Hector,
no.
I'll wake you up in the real world. Doesn't matter. I think people need to get this out of their mind. That all of a sudden it says, oh, well, we sack a manager and then Daniel Levy changes. He isn't going anywhere. Why can't people get that? He's in charge of a multi-billion-pound company. What are we doing here? Oh, like, it is mad. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, average league finish 7th. You're on course to finish 7th and 9th. This is mental. We're the 7th richest football club. What is it? This is madness. Anyway, I'm not going to get rattled by it.
Why are people so against Ten Hag? Like, I'm actually...
Darren, you say Ten Hag, piss off. Ten Hag won 2 trophies. Eric Ten Hag has won more trophies than Tottenham have in the last 25 years. Let that sink in. And he was awful. He won 2 trophies at Man United, and everyone was saying he's awful. I'd have him in. I'd have him in. Here's a question. If we hired, do you think? Here's a question. I don't know how it works. If we kept, how long would it take Ange Postecoglou to win something compared to an Eric Ten Hag? Let's be fair. Ange ain't winning anything at this point. At least Ten Hag. Look, we may not play the greatest of football under Ten Hag, but we'd nick a cup. I could tell you that. He ain't great, by the way. You say I think Ten Hag's a bit of a stretch. He won 2 trophies at Man United, and they were in a disarray. This was the worst Man United side, by the way.
Yep, I was going to say that this Man United is very whack.
George, nope. Nope. If I was in charge, I wouldn't give this guy a penny. I would rather look. Do you know what? If everyone wants him to the end of the season, cool. I would do that. Don't give him a penny. Find a replacement for the summer and bring him in immediately in the summer. I'll sit to that middle ground. I won't give a shit to this season. I won't give a crap. Cool. But if I knew that this guy was going at the end of the season, where did he go? I'm there.
I write in the private chat.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. It just disappeared on my screen. Sorry, yeah. I just so if we get Ten Hag, you won't complain if we just went in for Ajax players. Josh, do you know what? It's not even about the players at this point, Josh. I get what you're saying. I get what you're trying to do and what you're trying to say here. Like, but for me, Ten Hag is Ten Hag. I by the way, I'm not sitting here. People are going to say, "Oh, Perch wants Ten Hag." I'm not saying that. But Ten Hag is a better manager than Ange Postecoglou. That's not even a debate, right? Do you know what I'm saying? We can't be having that revisionism. He failed at Man United. I don't want him. Well, I mean, he won 2 trophies. Yeah, okay, granted. Man United have much higher expectations than us. But he won 2 trophies in 2 years. Like, people want people. Here's a question. Who's been more successful? Arteta at Arsenal or Ten Hag at Man United? Who's been more successful? And I'm choosing my words perfectly for that. That's the difference, man. Percy, I thought you said Ange is a top 5 managers in the world. He's not. Oh, don't. I mean, he's absolute awful for me. I don't think he's a great manager. Not at all. He's not a better manager. What the hell is that take? Who? Ten Hag to Postecoglou? Oh, come off it. What? This is revisionism, man. This is revisionism, Billy, man. Big up to you, my friend. I know you're always been a really good member of this channel, by the way. But nah, come on. Look, I'm not saying I want Eric Ten Hag, but let's not be mad and say he's a worse manager than Postecoglou. What are we doing here? Ben, mate, I think it's mad, but I don't want Ten Hag. But are we trying to sit there and tell me that Ten Hag is worse than this guy? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Darren, I'd have the dinner lady. I bet the dinner lady can defend set pieces for us. The dinner lady will be able to defend set pieces like this guy can't. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'd take Ten Hag because it'd get us a Carabao. I just want to see both sides, but personally, I'd give Ange end of January. But here's my argument with that point, right? If we give him to the end of the season, he can't have another penny for me. He can't have another penny. Because if he's not going to be long term, what's the point signing for him? Ten Hag won more trophies during his disastrous spell at Man United than we have in over more than 20 years, by the way. It's 25 years. We won 2 League Cups, 2008-99. He won an FA Cup and a League Cup in 2 years. What is happening? The revisionism's mental. JHF, Perchy, Ten Hag has wasted shitloads of money compared to Arteta. Nope. No. No, they haven't. That's not true. Arteta's nearly spent £1 billion at Arsenal and they still can't get over the line, right? Hang on, that's nonsense. Ten Hag has spent... You do realise we spent more than Eric Ten Hag has at Man United. Spurs have. Let that sink in. Let's not... We are complaining about Ange's buys. Ten Hag's are worse. He won them 2 trophies. What are we doing here? Are we just forgetting about that part? That he's won them trophies? Or is that just... Do we just forget about that? Do you know what happens, Jack? Not against you, my friend. Not against you whatsoever. But I think this is all revisionism for standards. We put Man United standards up here and us down here. Ten Hag wins 2 trophies, we dismiss it. If Ange Postecoglou won an FA Cup and a League Cup back-to-back, year after year, we'd be making a fucking statue about him. That's the difference, right? Do you know what I'm saying? That's where I see we're at the moment. If Ange won us an FA Cup and League Cup back-to-back, we'd be making a bloody statue of this bloke. We'd be telling the world he's the greatest manager since sliced bread. What are we doing here? Let's not be disingenuous, right? You guys know what I'm saying. Gasperini, I keep harping. I know Gasperini. I think he's a good manager, George. Really, really good manager. Is it time to say that Todd Bowley has done a fantastic job in turning Chelsea around in 2 years? Massive point. We were told that Chelsea were done, finished. And what do you know what they did, Ben? They got rid of Mauricio Pochettino and brought in Maresca. And at a click of a finger, it's clicked, hasn't it? Some players haven't worked, some players have. That's nature, right? Ringkedic, you are backstage still, but would you rather have Sancho, Eric, or Eric Ten Hag signed Jadon Sancho, whether or not it worked out for him? He brought in Sancho. I'd have it any day of the week. I agree, mate. For me, Spurs' best bet is the Brighton route. Become a selling club. But we've always been that, Hector. We've always been that club. The problem is why should we want to be that, though? We should be getting better players in. I think we talk a lot, but it's simple, right? You sign better players, you get better results. We don't do that, but let's be fair with it, right? That's the basic simplistic term. But let's not pretend that this manager hasn't had a lot of money and a lot of players that he wanted. He definitely wanted Brennan Johnson. For me, as a footballer, not very good. Goal scorer, he's all right. Not a good football player. He wanted the likes of Van der Ven. He's done okay. But for me, I think he's going to get run to the ground and want to leave very, very quickly. Bowley is a winner. He's doing well at the moment, isn't he? The players are mentally weak. Not having that one. That's nonsense. Were they mentally weak at the Etihad? Not having that one. No. We can't change it to suit the narrative. For me, the players need to be better. We do need to get better players. But we've got a better squad than, as I said earlier, we've got a better squad than Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, Forest. 5 teams above us. We've got better squads than them. Not having it. I'm not allowing that on my channel. That's nonsense. Why are we saying Ten Hag wasted money and not the Glazers? This bingo, innit? This is the comment of the day. Ten Hag wasted money, but when I say Ange wasted money, he didn't sign him. Levy did. Which, make your minds up, right? Make your minds up. You can't. This is where the narrative switches everywhere, man. We are a dead hopeless cause of a club. Who are we just to us a la land consistent with the same old fans are the problem rhetoric. There is only one and only what problem. Yes, but we can always, I agree. But whenever anything goes wrong, we've got to remember 2 things can be wrong at the same time. Daniel and Levy and Enoch need to go. But also the manager is rubbish, is equally, can both exist in the same universe. We need to stop making it one problem. There can be several problems. Ben, I would have loved Jadon Sancho. I said I'd have had him. I put a video out about wanting Jadon Sancho, by the way. Just saying. It's on my channel. I think it was when me and Sam worked together. We did it on. There's a clip on here about Jadon Sancho. People don't believe me. I'd have had a Jadon Sancho. Hey, I'd do the job. I'd do it. Perchy, come on, mate. Let's not nitpick here. Ange also wanted Gallagher or Edison. Well, we don't know he wanted Edison. Gallagher, I stand by that. He wanted Gallagher, but Gallagher didn't want to come to Tottenham. Difference. Eze or Neto. We went in for Neto and he chose Chelsea. That is factually true. he turned us down to go to Chelsea. Lloyd Kelly or Tosin and only got Solanke. Let's not do that. No. That's not half true, half false. For me, he wanted Gallagher. That was true, but he didn't want to come to Tottenham. That is factually true. He turned down Tottenham very quickly. We went in from twice, and he turned us down twice. Edison, there is no concrete rumours that we wanted to sign Edison. None whatsoever. So I don't know that. Eze, look, no one went in for him, so there might be a reason for that. I don't know why. But this manager never came out and said he wanted Eberechi Eze. There was no real strong reports about that. There was Spurs are looking at him, is all I heard. Neto, as I said, we put an offer down for Neto. He picked Chelsea over us. Just saying, I know that is factually true. Kelly and Tosin were free buys, but we got in free buys anyway, didn't we? We don't have the depth of other teams. We spent 40 million quid, mate. What are we doing here? We bought 40 million on an 18-year-old we don't play. Which is it? It may have been Ollie. I can't remember. You might be right. It could have been Ollie for all. I can't remember off the top of my head. This. Yeah, I agree, but I think it's so lazy just to sit there and blame the player. Like, my point is we dodged the manager so much. He gets away all the time. Yeah, we did. We lowballed on Pedro Neto, and then he went to Chelsea. Chelsea went on the last minute, went boom, we'll have him, we'll nab him, because Neto went straight there. Big up Mafuz. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Lee Sack. Yeah, this. Okay. You can blame Daniel Levy for this. Sacking a manager before a cup final, a week before a cup final, I can agree with. By the way, I didn't want Jose at the club. I thought he'd run his course. But I also said at the time that you don't sack Jose Mourinho a week before a final, because that's madness. I agree. But what I will say, Hector, that can be wrong, but keeping Ange Postecoglou can also be wrong. You need to process every week. Simple. My friend, this fan base chooses when it wants to. This fan base chooses, not all of them. This doesn't, by the way, I'm not grouping everyone before people think I'm grouping everyone, because there are a core that will protest every single week. I'm talking about the mass fan base that only do it when things are wrong. We should be protesting when we're beating Man City 4-0. We should be protesting if we win a cup. But the problem is when there's a sprinkle of success and minuscule success, this fan base doesn't do it. That's why I don't put any money in the system. I haven't paid anything for nearly 2 years. That's my point. Gallagher didn't want to come to Tottenham. He's a Chelsea boy. Money was irrelevant. I actually think, if I'm right in saying, he actually is getting paid less at Atletico Madrid than what we offered. I think. Don't quote me on it. From what I believe, from what we offered, because we offered a deal for him, he turned us down straight up, refused to join us. The problem is, any player's worth their salt, there's an excuse. There's always an excuse not to seal the deal. But my point is, George, if players don't want to join us for whatever reason, proper football clubs identify it quickly. What we do, and this is a problem with, this is a structural issue at the football club, that most clubs have a list of 5 players. I say 5, but it could be 4, it could be 6. You get the gist. They go, we start at the top, work down. What we do, we start at the top. We take so long to go down. Sometimes you go, look, Gallagher doesn't want to join us. Let's write that off. Next one, whoever that is, let's get them done quickly. We take so long in transfer windows all the time. Perchy, why are you not talking about Mon and Lad? Oh, don't. Those guys are awful, right? No, Sam, I get it. I agree. For me, they're as much of a problem. I think they're rubbish. I think they get away scot-free. I agree with you. For me, it's tactical, though. The problem with us is tactical, but I agree. Those guys are part of the problem. Lang is awful, by the way. I think he's awful. Sheriff, I agree. Bang on, man. Both can be right at the same time. I feel like we miss that narrative that we can't have two things at the same time. I think it becomes really boring and a bit repetitive for me that we can't actually identify two problems. I don't even rate Gallagher. I can't lie. We need a Mahfouz. This. I said Gallagher was the sort of player we wanted, but the problem is we only had one name on that list, and it was Conor Gallagher. We didn't have two or three that you went, oh, cool. But then the manager came out and said he was happy with Graham Bergvall, so it made no difference. Our wingers could have been Trossard and Neto, but Levy offered peanuts. Well, we don't. Well, yeah, I agree. I agree. We have Werner, but the manager wanted. We had Werner before. We had Timo Werner at the start of the window. The manager immediately wanted Timo Werner. He wanted Johnson. Well, that is active. That is factual. The manager wanted Brennan Johnson. So we can't, as I said, revisionism, right? Daniel, no, I'm not giving him a free. I'm not giving him a free pass. I know he's not giving. I know you're not giving him a free pass, Josh. You're offering balance. I don't mind a bit of balance in it. You're not rude with it. It's all. Yeah, Ringhead. Oh, there you go. He's back. Welcome back, man.
May I? I'm not okay. It could be a long debate, but I just want to say I actually don't think Lange is a bad director.
Who?
Lange. You are Lange.
Oh, he's crap. Nah, sorry, I'm not. He's awful.
Look what I did at Villa. He got Watkins. He got Duran. He got Buendia. He got Martinez.
Wait, was he there when Watkins was there? I don't know.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I look at it and go, he doesn't sign very good players. Like he hasn't done very well for me.
Well, I understand like why currently at Spurs he hasn't been good though. But if you look at his like past players and stuff, because I was actually searching for that kind of stuff. When was it, like the other day? And Villa fans said they were pretty happy because they found Duran, Watkins, Martinez, and others.
Yeah. No. But let's be fair. At Tottenham, who is Johan Lang signed?
That's my point. Like
I
think he's good,
I judge it when they come to us. Right, I don't care about before and after.
Yeah.
I always hear this. Oh well, Romero's good for Argentina, not Argentina. Like I'm not Argentinian, so I don't care. I don't support him. I'm not Argentinian, so I don't care how he's done over there. Like, here's the question, right? Here's the question, and I'll ask the chat, and I'll ask you. I'll ask the chat and all that. And if anyone wants to come on, by the way, I said 50 likes, didn't I? We're over that. Look. I'm going to drop the link in. Screw it. We'll drop the link in. We'll have I'm going to go for 45 more minutes, and then I'll redirect you to Ben's after. I think he's going live at 3, but gives me a bit of 15 minutes or so extra. Yeah, but let's be fair with it though. Let's be fair. We're spending money, right? Do you know what the problem is? This is where I feel like the narrative becomes really swayed. We're spending money. We're spending money badly, and that's the problem. Are we to say? Look, let's just say we'll say the brief is to get young players that can be sold on. You're telling me that there isn't a better youngster that you could get for 40 million quid than Archie Gray in the world of football? I could list off 5 or 6. You go 18-year-old that is playing first team football that we could get for 40 million quid better than Archie Gray. For me, I think it's lazy. I think the balance is unfair. Like for me in it all. Look, anyone wants to debate me? Come on. Let's do it. Link's there. I'll even pin it for you guys. Let's have it. Let's have it out. Anyone that wants to debate me, let's do this.
We couldn't go down the guy who went to Benfica, for example. I think he's a proper player.
Which one?
Yao Neves, the Portuguese Benfica
Oh,
kid,
went to
went to
PSG. Oh, he's a top player. But look, let's be fair with that though. Like, he's gone to PSG for a reason, right? Because like, my point is you look at the level down, there are players you can go and get for 18 to 22-year-olds that are any good. Like, you could get, there's loads floating about, right? There's loads. Like, for me, we just signed badly. There's got to be a reason for it. And it's partly because, I know the reasons are partly because we neglected our homegrown issue. So we've had to really bolster that. And that is pigeonholed us in the market. Derek, I agree. But where were you saying that when we won 4-0 at Man City? This is the problem for me. I'm as Levy out as the next guy. Enoch out as the next guy. But no one says it. As I said at the start of the show, Derek, big up to you, my friend. Right? If it's Levy's fault for us losing last night, it's Levy's success for us beating Man City. And I'm not going to be the one that sits there and says, Daniel Levy was the reason we beat Manchester City, because he wasn't. So it's fair, unequivocal balance with it. I won't sit there and say that Daniel Levy is the reason why we beat Man City. Like I won't say Daniel Levy isn't the main reason why we lost to Chelsea. Was Daniel Levy the reason we went 2-0 up? This is the point. For me, Mahfouz, he is the biggest problem. And again, it isn't. Everyone has to be accountable. The problem is the first thing I hear is Levy's got to go. Levy's got to go. Because we've lost another game of football when we went 2-0 up. Hang on, that's not how it works for me. Philly, this is it. The result yesterday, if we solely base it on the result, Philly, base it just on that result, that is all tactical. That isn't it, man. And Philly, mate, you've got the link. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome, my friend. The link's pinned if anyone wants it. Yeah, go on, man. Jump in, Rinketti. I just think, for me, as I always say, I just think I get it. I'm all for it. Yeah, but Spurs Kings, when we win games of football, nobody sits there and says, oh, that one was on Levy. It's only when we only use it as a negative light. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Oh, Rinketti had to go. Levy being a problem doesn't excuse everyone below him being terrible at their jobs. Thank you. Why can't people read that, man? I want Daniel Levy out as much as the next guy. But is he the sole reason we lost yesterday? Bang on. This is the comment of the day at the moment. Because I want Daniel Levy, and Daniel Levy's done an absolute crap job at this, a crap job as an owner and as an advocate of my football club. That doesn't excuse Ange Postecoglou throwing away another 2-0 lead. Does it? I can't. Because if I say that, as I said earlier, just a moment ago, if I sit there and say, if I say that Daniel Levy was the reason we lost yesterday, it means, to be balanced, Daniel Levy was the reason we beat Manchester City. Daniel Levy was the reason we beat Man City twice this season. Daniel Levy's the reason we beat Aston Villa. I can't do that as a respectful person. But Derek, are you then going to praise Daniel Levy when we win games of football? You can't. For me, you can't have it both ways. I agree. Daniel Levy is a control freak. So in that notion, is he the reason why we beat Man City? Which is it, man? We can't. It's just, for me, I think this manager is tactically awful. Tactically awful. That isn't the chairman. That isn't all this. We tactically set out being badly. We tactically set out badly. That is how it goes, man. Is Levy the reason we sack managers every year? Well, yeah, to an extent. But if a manager isn't working, you can't just... For me, you can't just keep a manager for the sake of keeping a manager. That's my only opinion. Mark, man, welcome along. How you doing, brother?
Big up, sir. How are you?
Oh, mate, I just for me, I feel like I'm fighting a tide on this all. For me, this narrative, the narrative that two things can't be bad at the same time, for me is so narrow-minded. Levy's a problem at the football club means that everything else is fine. Like, the players are bad. That means nothing else is accountable. For me, I can't put individual results on Daniel Levy. I can put the football club and the way we operate under the manager, under the owner, as a problem. Because as I said, I will not repeat it. This is the last one. Repeat it. If I say Daniel Levy was the reason we got beaten to Chelsea last night, means as a balance, if we beat Man City away from home 4-0, then I have to praise Daniel Levy. I won't praise the guy. I can't be, because for me, you have to be balanced with it all. If you blame Daniel Levy for losing against Chelsea, you then have to sit there and praise him when we win games of football.
Let's face it, right? Now, Daniel Levy is the biggest.
That's not how it works, Derek. Sorry.
Daniel Levy is the biggest problem at this football club.
Agreed. 100%.
He has been since he walked in the door. You got to remember his first statement when he got here. I'm here to make money. He put that out as soon as he turned up. I'm here to make money. Right now,
100%. We knew what they were coming in for.
Yeah.
We knew what they were doing here. We all knew that. He told us, right? He told us what he was doing.
That was his first statement. When he got here. I'm here to make money. Right now, I've always thought any manager that is successful with us, not that many have, is in spite of Daniel, not because of him.
Yeah.
It always is. Poch, when he was here, all right, he wasn't successful, but he got us to top 4. He got us to a Champions League final. If he had the chairman behind him, we could have won 2 league titles and a Champions League. But unfortunately, he didn't, because it's all about money. I
wouldn't say we'd have guaranteed winning, but we would have put ourselves in a better opportunity.
Of course.
Because we never know what happens, right?
No.
The gods in there, like things could happen, so and so. But I agree. If you'd gone and sprinkled a little bit more stardust where we needed it, and that's the key problem here. But this is the problem for me, and this is where I'll always sit with this, and this is where I get really confused. Like, I'm hearing a lot of people they want to keep this manager in spite of Daniel Levy. Right, okay. But Daniel Levy's the one that makes the decision.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the final say on this conversation. And it's cutting your nose off to spite your face.
That's always the
saying. And that's the problem.
Is.
So we keep this manager because all we do is sack managers. So from that narrative, if we fine, I will stick. If we stick with that, and let's take it to its logical conclusion. Ange doesn't win another game to the end of the season. Does that mean we still keep him?
No, of course not. Of course not.
But my point is if for me, then I hear what people say is give him the chance in the cups. Well, he gets beaten to Man United, and we and whatnot. You could. My point is, I always say manager appointments and manager signings is always a gamble, and it's always what is edging your bets going on that way. And I do a lot of betting in that sense. Do I think Ange is going to win anything at Tottenham? No. Do I think anyone comes in will win anything at Tottenham? However, do I think Ange could win a cup with us this season? No. If I rolled the dice, could someone come in and we nick a cup this season? Yeah. If you brought in anyone come in, you could nick a cup. Doesn't mean we're going to be a great football team, but we could nick a Carabao Cup. You don't have to be the best team. To be the best team to win a Carabao Cup.
Let's face it. The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, what have you got to play? 6 games maximum, and you just got beaten.
Well, now what's 1 quarter final? So it's 4 games left, isn't it? We've got
in the Carabao Cup,
Say you sacked him tomorrow, and you brought in. We'll use Graham Potter for this conversation. It doesn't have to insert any manager. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
you sacked him now, and Graham Potter comes in tomorrow. Galvanizes the team, makes us hard to beat. We beat Man United and we get to a semi-final when we play Arsenal. Let's say Arsenal.
Yeah.
And we beat Arsenal over 2 legs and we're in a final when he wins the final. Right? With Ange's tactics, we aren't win. We might beat Man United because they are like us. They're like that. We could beat Man United at home. Then we go and play, let's just say, again, we'll use Arsenal as the benchmark there. We ain't beating an Arsenal over 2 legs. But could Graham Potter, may not be the prettiest, but could he nick a result against them? Possibly. So for me, it's that sense. I don't think trophies... So Ash just said, and Ange retains backing from the club. Well, the club now are they're part of the problem. Now, Daniel Levy now is now the problem. So what I will say, when people say blame Levy, I'll blame Levy if he doesn't sack this guy now. Daniel Levy, if he doesn't sack... This is the thing, right, Mark? This is the point. Everyone wants him to stay. And this is where I always find the revisionism about Daniel Levy always happens. And by the way, people when they say, am I Levy out? I have been for donkey's years. Donkey's years. Even back before the old stadium, I've wanted change at this football club. Because I don't think we've... And since building this new stadium... When they told us all the lies, that should have been the point when everyone changed, but they haven't.
I said this on our channel last night. We were sold a lie with the new stadium. It was meant to take us to the next level, compete with Man City, compete with to get the top players in. We've done nothing. The first thing he'd done is not the first thing.
It was all bullshit and lies. We all knew that, right? But here's the argument, right? Here is the arguments. And what I will say, big up James in the chat, my friend. I'll bring you on just 2 seconds. Welcome along, man. What I will say on this, everyone that wants Ange to stay and don't want us to sack a manager, are they going to praise Daniel Levy for backing him? Because this is the point, right? It's always Daniel Levy's fault, and 90% of the problems in this football club are his fault.
Yes.
But the point is there's never enough balance. It's, I hate Daniel Levy. Well, if he keeps a hold of this guy that you guys want to keep a hold of, are you going to sit there and say, well, there you go, Daniel Levy's kept a hold of this manager now. I've got to say thank you for doing that. They won't. And that's where I feel like the balance never is there. But I'll bring James into it, my friend. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel, man. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute, my friend.
Mute. Am I?
No, I think you're there. You're there. How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Well, the problem with I've been hearing a lot of fans saying Ange needs the tools, but he's had tools like Brendan Johnson and Werner. He wanted these players, and everybody keeps going, well, he didn't get the tools he needed because he wanted Brendan Johnson. He wanted Timo. So I want him out.
He wanted Van de Ven. He made the decision to get Vicario over David Raya as well. He was part of the committee that made that decision as well, right? So Jay, he made the decision to sign Kulu, by the way. This one always seems to miff people, but he did. He had the choice to sign him or not. It was an option to buy. He went on, he will be signed. He made the decision to sign a Timo Werner twice. So look, do we think we need better players? Yes. No one's disagreed with that. We want better players.
I think we need a better manager.
But the manager not taking accountability, and this is the problem, right? Daniel Levy is the talk of the town now about him. Yeah. I think he's run this club to where he wanted it to be, purely financial money making. And the thing is everyone always says this is a good one, and I'll get your guys' thoughts on it. Daniel Levy, has he been successful at Tottenham? Park that for 1 second. To us as fans, no, because we don't win anything.
In terms of his pocket, yes.
To the board, Daniel Levy's been an absolute unwavering success at Tottenham. Unwavering success at Tottenham. Because every time he has his yearly budget meetings, they go, bloody hell, Daniel, we made absolutely fuck ton of money last year. What people miss it, and it becomes a really simplistic conversation. Have Tottenham been successful? Well, we have to understand what success is at Tottenham. Success at Tottenham isn't about winning Carabao Cups, FA Cups, finishing in the Champions League, winning trophies. Success at Tottenham is the bottom line. And this is the thing, right? And the way that the Premier League money is distributed is one of the reasons why we have taken cups so lackadaisically for years. It's never a priority. if we get there, it's considered a bonus if we get to a final.
£2 million. £2 million you get for winning the FA Cup.
Do you know what you get by finishing the difference between 5th and 6th, for example? It's 30. I want to say £33 million difference.
There we go.
So my point is by finishing one place, it may not be that much. It might be a little bit less. But my point is the difference. It's better off finishing one place higher in the league than it is to winning a cup double. That shouldn't be how it is.
No,
that should never be how it is. I've always said, and I'll slightly divert on the conversation, but I'll bring it back for a reason. Is I've always said that both trophies, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, should give you a place in the Champions League, because that would be the difference where people take it seriously and actually. Because the thing is, it seems like Man City can take it seriously because their second string squad normally is better than most first team squads. But that has been a problem at our football club, right? That has been an issue. Like for me,
this is where you can define success. Right, success. Right now, you look to everybody at the club. Daniel Levy, everybody at the club. Daniel Levy has done a wonderful job.
100%.
Was it now the highest revenue in the league, bar none, with all the boxing, NFL, and rugby, and Lord knows what else goes on there? He's fantastic. But to us fans, to us normal fans, it's been absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, no, you're right. I just want to address this, George. The difference is Man City are loaded. The difference is their owners aren't in it to make money.
And also, when I hear this,
Man City's owners are in it to make a dynasty. They want to implement themselves on Manchester City for the years to come, when maybe they won't own them down the future, right?
But the problem is, I hate this excuse of Man City buy everybody. No, Man City buy smart signings. They bought Alvarez for 10 million. They bought Haaland for 75. Yet we bought Solanke for 65 million. And there's a difference in players. I'd rather take Alvarez over Solanke any day of the week. I think Alvarez is a baller. I don't know why we didn't go and get him. £10 million for Alvarez. That's crazy.
It's scouting, right? And I think it all leads back to scouting, right? We don't. What we do is when I hear about the signings that we make, if you go and buy a kid for £10 million, you know, okay, cool, like a Bergvall. I have no issues with signing Bergvall as a whole because he's £8 million. If he comes good, great. He's going to be part of our squad in the future. I have an issue with spending £40 million on Archie Gray because I sit there and go, well, hang on a minute. If you're paying £40 million for a kid like that, he's got to start playing week in, week out.
I think this manager's got one of the worst talent ideas I've ever seen in this club.
It's probably not him, though. It's probably not him. It's probably Lang.
But the thing is, he wanted Johnson, though. I heard he didn't want Gray and stuff, but he didn't even know who Odegaard was. But he did want Brendan Johnson and Timo Werner. They were the two he wanted, and Solanke.
What I would say with it, though, I kind of get it, and I kind of agree, kind of don't agree. To a certain, what I think it is it's more of a committee, and I think this is how it is. I think this is why when we say who signed the players, I think it's a collective. So what it will be is someone like if anyone is part of a scout team, let me know if I'm right. But from what I believe it is the scouts will collate. So we want, let's just keep it simple. We want a pacey winger that can play this style of play, blah, 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 insert this metric. The scouts will find a list of 10 players. They'll chip away a few, get it down to 5. And then the manager they'll go, well, hang on. We can identify these 5. This one's going to be hard to get. These 2 will be semi-hard to get. These 2 will be easy to get. Keep it simple. Really, really simplistic terms. Now, is there any of these that you would prioritize us getting, the manager? And the manager will go, well, I want Brendan Johnson. Let's use that as an example. He's the one I think we need to get first. And then the next 2 below, I'm happy with, but only if we can't get this one. Look, I'm not saying Brendan Johnson was top of the list. I'm just using it as an example. That's how I see it. So when we say, whenever we hear that the manager okays it, you know, when the manager says, oh, I okayed this signing, well, the manager would have picked insert player from a list of 5 or 6 players.
Yeah.
Works, right? They will sit down. If you watch any of the documentaries, I can't remember which team. I want to say it was the Arsenal one. You know what, on Amazon?
Where Edu and Arteta, when they're on the wall picking like individual players.
They're in the group. There's him, there's Edu, there's another fella, and they're sitting there going through profiles of players. But
you can see that with Jose in all the documentary. He was picking a handful of books, like Stephen Bergwijn. Like he picks a book and then they got all their stats on there. Do you get me? So I think that kind of works.
So I'm using a simplistic terminology on that side of thing. If anyone watches, go and watch it. It's a good point, because when we talk about who signs the players, Ange isn't sitting there scouting Brennan Johnson. He isn't going to watch him at Nottingham Forest to see how he plays. He will be told from his scouts through data analytics, that's what we're going down, all this nonsense, right? And they will go, well, look, this is what Brennan Johnson can do. And the manager will go, get him in, we can get him in, right? So when the manager says, that's who I want to sign, everyone goes, he wasn't signed, the manager didn't sign him. He would have accepted every player that's gone through the door. Everyone did. Even Conte would have done. Whether or not Conte wanted these players, and he would have wanted better players, he still would have had to have okayed insert player. Whether or not we say, oh, he wanted get some Jose with Joe Rodon, he would have gone, yeah, fine, I'll have him then, because if I can't have this one, I'll have him instead. Doesn't mean that it was the manager's first choice, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but he did as well, of course. But Philly, as I said, I try to sort of explain it in a much more simplistic term. But the manager would have said yes and no to most of these players.
Let's face it, though. Let's face it, right? You said to any Premier League manager, which player do you want? They'd say, oh, I want Messi. I want Ronaldo.
Yeah, of course,
I want no. These managers, they get given, right, this is within our budget.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a list. And they probably say, well, yeah, him. But knowing Tottenham, the one he wants that's going to be the best, he'll get the one that's like him, but bargain basement option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but we say bargain.
Let's not forget. We were in for Neto, and we got Odegaard instead. How good was Neto yesterday?
Neto, Chelsea offered a better deal than Tottenham did in the last minute.
Exactly.
But my point is, look, we don't know how that worked. If then his agents went back to Tottenham and look, I'm not defending the club here, but I'm using actually my football knowledge now to sort of, and again, I shouldn't do, but my point is that using the football knowledge side, football manager style thing of it, and I play it a bit if you didn't know, that what if for example Chelsea offered a better package to them, did Neto's team come back to Tottenham and say, look, Chelsea have offered this, we want you to match it and we'll come to you? If the club said no, then that's on the club. But he could have just gone, now my head wants to go to Chelsea. Similar, use the Dragoshin example, right? Use the Dragoshin example. Bayern Munich offered a deal at the last minute to sign Dragoshin. Was it? Yeah, it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? And then at the last minute, and he said they offered us a better deal, but I gave my word to Tottenham. For all we know is he might have either flipped on it or whatever, right? So what we have to do, we have to allow the nuance with it all. We have to. Yes, I know the manager wanted Pedro Neto, but we have to allow nuance to a lot of this conversation. Anyone could go on that one, by the way.
Yeah, but it just goes down to better scouting at the end of the day, doesn't it? Really?
Well, 100%. Of course, better scouting.
Of course. Because the problem is that I think for a very long time it's been buying poor players. The thing is, right, everybody says, oh, Daniel Levy doesn't spend money. Well, he doesn't spend money. We spend money on rubbish players like Royale, and then it builds up all the time. And then it's like, in 2 years' time, I guarantee our fans want Brendan Johnson out. But I've been saying we should sell Brendan Johnson. I said we should him in summer, but I bet in 2 years' time...
I'd have a few... Before you hold that, man, I want to completely destroy Emperor Von Donuts, because you are a bit of a donut, mate. I'm just saying, no disrespect, you're a bit of a donut. Sack after sack after, how naive are you to think that we can do the same and expect different?
Well, we can get a better manager.
You do realise how it works, right? If a manager doesn't do well, he should be sacked. That isn't because That good owners do it, bad owners do it, okay owners do it. What are we doing here? So because we've got bad owners, we just keep a hold of this guy. Okay, cool. Do you know what, Emperor? What we'll do, mate? What we'll do, fella, is we'll keep a hold of Ange, and then he goes to lose 6 or 7 games on the bounce, and then you'll come back to me and say, God, Ange is rubbish. I was telling you months ago, my friend. Which is it?
Perchy, you forgot it's a cult with Ange. If you criticise Ange,
it's mad.
It's great. It's ridiculous. I've never seen it like something like this at Spurs. This is absolutely ridiculous. People text me on Twitter, you don't like the manager. Okay, he's rubbish. The stats prove it. Everybody likes factual information. The stats prove he's one of the worst managers that we've ever had.
I've seen it in WhatsApp groups, mate. I've seen it in WhatsApp groups.
I know.
Mental.
How deluded you after all these years, after all these managers that you don't understand the problem is much deep rooted.
Yes, we know the problem is.
I was going to say, mate, fella, you must not know me very well. Go into Brian Daigle's chats when he's going live. He'll tell you that Perchy's at protest when he was back in the UK. I used to be at protest every freaking week. I don't put any money into this football club because I can't stand how this football club is operated. What part don't you must be new around here? No disrespect. The one thing you can't shoot at someone like me is about these owners. I don't give them any money anymore. So let's be fair with it. I literally don't give them any money anymore because I can't stand
the thing is, if everybody keeps going up to me going, who would you want if Ange was sad? I'll tell you who I want right now. I want Graham Potter. He's on the free, don't get him. Exactly. To steady the ship. I said a couple of weeks ago, sack Ange, bring in Tuchel before he got the England job. Everybody's like, but he plays negative football. It's just ridiculous.
Do you know who I said? I'd be straight on the phone to Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, thank you. End of the season, go and get him. Yeah. Now, he loves it.
Go and get him for 6
Harry Redknapp.
I said that. I said, get Harry Redknapp, bring Joe Jordan back, bring Clive Allen back, and have a... Yeah. You know what we were talking about this other day. I said, what you need to do is you need to bring Harry Redknapp back in a very similar role to what Man United did with Rangnick. Bring him in as a consultant, manage us for the end of the season. Harry, take over, steady the ship, go and get a couple of cheap buys in for a year, get a cheap buy just to settle the ship, and we want you in charge of the next manager appointment. We'll give it to him to the end of the season. Go find the problems and solve it. The problem is when you say nostalgia. What do you mean nostalgia?
Oh, gold.
Sorry, hang on, fella. You do realise how good Harry Redknapp was at this club. Like, what are we doing here?
We were crap when he turned up. We were facing relegation.
We were worse than we are now when he took over.
We were a lot worse than we are now. I mean, he saved us. He saved us from getting relegated. And next season, he got us in the Champions League.
But Mark, back then there was none of this project buzzword.
No.
Harry Redknapp came in, and in 18 months he took us to the Champions League. What are we doing here? There was none of this. There was none of this protest. And do you know the reason why we sacked Harry Redknapp? The reason is because he was flirting with the England job and didn't sign a new contract. So we didn't. Yeah. We then didn't. He basically turned down a new contract with Spurs. Yeah. And then because he wanted the England job, they then gave the England job to Roy Hodgson. Was it Hodgson that time?
Yeah.
I think
then Spurs didn't offer him another new contract. That's why he didn't sack. He didn't get sacked, Redknapp. His contract was expiring. Yeah. Let's not use revisionisms here, man. Let's not do revisionisms. Because Harry Redknapp right now would be able to look at what we've got and go, let's steady the ship. And yeah, I've always guys, please go over and subscribe over to Mark and the boys and the lads at Spurs Diehards, man. Channel, go and support everyone, man. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're subscribing to me as well, by the way. I've had a load of new subscribers, of course.
And also, this Harry Redknapp wouldn't play these chaotic tactics. It would actually steady the ship.
But do you know what, James? You're right. You know what we need at the moment? We don't need the greatest manager in the world that comes in.
No, we need Harry Redknapp.
We need someone that comes in. It doesn't even have to, Harry Redknapp. We'll use Harry Redknapp as this one for now, right?
Harry Redknapp was my first manager. That's why I love him so much.
My first was.
Hang on.
Oh gosh, who was my first? My first, actually, do you know, my first was Jack Santini, and he was absolutely dreadful. And then,
Do you want me to tell you mine?
But then I fell in love with Martin Yole when he came because.
Do you want me to tell you mine?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Well, I was probably alive for people like the ex-Arsenal manager, but the one I can
George
remember.
Graham.
No, not George.
No, before
no,
George Graham.
bloody before that. No, the first one I can remember is the General.
Oh, Birkinshaw, yeah.
But I was probably alive when who was the ex-Arsenal manager? Someone
Terry O'Neill,
something like that. I was probably alive then, but I can't remember. It was Keith Birkinshaw, 81.
There's been a tweet. Just to let you know, guys, there's been a tweet out from Thingy saying that Spurs are willing to. I've just looked at it. Are given patience to the time. That's all I said.
Someone put it in the chat saying Spurs are basically getting behind Ange and always thought the club aren't going to.
Let's face it. How can you get behind someone who is blatantly failing?
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
Do you know what it is?
Because it's not as if it's not. This is why I call out for Harry Redknapp coming back. Because Harry would go in there, he'd stick an arm around players that needed it.
Exactly.
He'd say, "Come on, right." The first thing you do is get us defensively solid. That's the first thing you do. That's the first thing you do. Because let's face it, right? We haven't got a crap defence. When all four of them are fit.
If you structure us right and don't
exactly.
Do you know what it is? Is don't tactically expose us is what we do wrong. I think if you go, do you know what? Sit a few yards back. You don't have to do the. The problem is Mark, what happens is, mate, is that what we have is people go, oh, well, you don't want us playing this football. You want us to sit in the camp in our own half. No, I don't.
I want to manage his balance.
Balance, right? And can tweak it in the middle of a game.
Exactly.
Yesterday, I said it on my short thing because I was fuming yesterday. Anyone saw me on Savage, I literally exploded. I was absolutely livid yesterday because it pissed me off. You go 2-0 up. The first thing you say to them, guys, now we're 2-0 up. Calm.
Sit in.
Exactly.
Sit in.
10-minute increments. Let's take the sting out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's calm it down. Look, it doesn't mean we have to sit like this all the time. 10 minutes, calm.
But the thing is, when Jadon Sancho's goal went in, that's when I knew we were going to lose. That's just the guy. I knew we were going to lose because they were going to get one back. Yeah, I knew at half time. And that Jadon Sancho moment, I knew we were going to lose. So that was the point where I was like, we're going to lose this now.
The thing is with me, where I go for it, I know I keep banging on about Poch. Poch is the one that made me proud to be a Spurs fan.
Yeah, I get that.
Right? And I know I keep banging on about him. But when Poch was here, yes, we played some great football, but we were solid at the back.
And he wanted that.
Because when Walker and Rose used to disappear at the other end of the pitch, Wanyama and Dembele would.
Wanyama used to be that guy. We need a Wanyama, man. I keep saying Wanyama.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
I just want to say,
Mark.
Edgar goes, if you sack Ange right now, who'd you bring in? Anyone.
Graham Potter. There you go. But the thing is, guys,
I would have Mike Bassett from England manager, Benson and Hedges up front.
Yeah, but can we stop saying about success?
No, shall I tell you something, right?
Let's just get to a point where we're winning 2 or 3 games back to back before we start talking about success. We can't go on we can't string 2, 3. I said a successful season for us this season is going a month undefeated because for me, we win some, we lose some in the same month. It's madness.
But the thing is, right? It's funny that these people say this, but they're the type of people who are singing Pochettino's Dead and all these kind of songs. It's just ridiculous. The thing is, right, is that I'm a really big fan of La Liga, right? I love La Liga.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's one player that I would love in this team. It's Alex Banega from Bring Around. Mate, that guy is a baller.
Alex Baena, man, would be an absolute quality.
Imagine him in this team.
You know,
would he actually rinse there?
He's the sort of player, you know, when everyone goes, oh, like you get a player to get you off your seat. That's the player you get in.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a relatively okay release clause. I want to say it's £45 million. Maybe it may have got a new contract, so it may have gone up. Alex Baena is the sort of player you go, now that's a player you can play in the middle, you can play out left. He can even play as a bit like a false nine, drifting at the top if you need to.
Yeah, and he's so good on the ball, and he's such a good passer of the ball, and he can cross the ball, mate. Yeah,
that's a player I would have. But this is the one that he's the sort of player people would say like is that Kulu's better. Like no, this guy.
Yeah, but this is the problem. Everybody says like, but he won't come to us, but he would because we pay the release cost, and then he would fly because it's a better league and it's better than most of our options. It's ridiculous. It's just absolutely. I'll go and get the Girona manager. No, Mikel Sanchez. I think he's a quality manager.
He's a good manager. Get him in before someone like Man City nab him in the future or something like that.
Would you take the Espanyol manager? Would you take him?
The Espanyol manager, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
The only reason why I wouldn't take the Espanyol manager in is it's a massive step up for this guy, by the way. This is his first.
It's a bit like ANGE. It's a bit like ANGE. It's a massive step.
No. But the Espanyol manager basically he came through their academy, so he managed their he managed their B team before this. He managed their under-19s before that. He's basically worked his steps up into it. Look, people would hate his football, by the way. People would moan about it, but tell you what he does though, he gets results. Yeah, they're down the bottom. They're down the bottom. You do realize they spent nothing in the summer. They spent nothing in summer. They went to the Atletico Madrid and got a result at Atleti. They for half an hour they played Real Madrid off the park at the Bernabeu. Yeah, they got beaten in the end. But
I've got to pop off because I've got to go back to work.
Yeah, mate,
so thanks for having me on.
Man.
Thanks.
Anytime,
see you later.
Cheers, James.
Bye. See you later. Bye.
The one manager I would have though that is underrated though. The one I said the Celta Vigo manager. People go who. If you go and watch Celta Vigo play football this year, they play some fabulous football. They had Benitez last year. They got rid of him because he was crap for them. They brought in this fella and he looks tidy. But anyway, look, Rinketti, did you want to jump in? I know you wanted to say something. Just speak, by the way. You don't have to ask. Just jump in.
I was going to say, I can't believe you, Mark, that you said you want Harry Redknapp and not Poch. You're just a hater.
I did not say that, Rinketti, at all. My number one is to bring Poch back, but that's not going to happen.
I think the Poch saga. I think that one. I think that ship sailed. I don't think he'd come back anyway to us.
No,
I'll
be honest with you.
I don't blame him if he didn't want to come. Why would he?
I'll be honest with you. I don't want Poch back while Levy's here because he'll just screw him over again. There's no way. There's no way I want Poch to come back with Levy in charge. No way on this planet.
No. I've always been one of those. You don't really go back to your ex kind of attitude as managers.
No.
Let's be fair. If he comes back, everyone would be. The problem is the ex. If Pochettino came back tomorrow, it would. I think if they sack Ange, I think Poch would be the only signing for the collective fan base. If they sack Poch tomorrow to nullify the fans, you'd have to bring Pochettino back. Yeah. That's why I don't think he's going to sack Ange right now because the one thing with Daniel Levy is Daniel Levy thinks for himself, right? He thinks for himself. He sacked Poch and brought in Jose to nullify the fans because they knew, you get a bit of backlash. But if you bring in Jose, you're going, okay, now we're talking big time now, manager. Pochettino, whether or not success is, you're going to get rid of a fan favourite like Pochettino. You've got to go and bring in a big time manager. And he tried that and it didn't work. Then did the same with Nuno. Then got in Conte. Now with Ange, I think the only way, if you're going to sack him now, whether or not I agree or disagree, by the way, I don't think this manager should be here, but Daniel Levy plays for himself here.
Of course he does.
What's the best way for me to get out of this without looking like the bad guy? Well, look, if I get rid of Ange, it means I've got to bring back Pochettino because I know that there'll be enough fans that would be so happy if we brought Poch back. Yeah. Even now, like
I said on Diehards a couple of shows ago, right? As soon as, now it was after the Bournemouth game, right? I saw the clips. I'm sure everyone saw the clips when the fans at Bournemouth, the 2,000 whatever was there, was singing, "We want Levy out." And I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Ange don't follow him soon. Because I said, as soon as there's a little bit of heat on Daniel, he normally pulls he pulls the trigger on the manager. You've seen it with Conte, you've seen it with Nuno. As soon as the stadium got toxic, and there was a little stroke on Daniel's knee from his wife, when all the fans were singing "We Want Levy Out," the manager was gone the next day. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he laughed at Ange. Oh, there was only 2,000 of them there at Bournemouth, but like, if Daniel sees that, because I'm not sure if he'd have been at the game, but he would have heard it. And if it had got toxic yesterday in the Chelsea game at home, right? I'm not sure how. I wasn't there, so I don't know how toxic it got. I heard booing at the end. It was booing,
but that was really it, I think.
But all they do is just crank the music up anyway.
Yeah, that's what they did. People that I knew went to the game said they just put the music up full blast.
Yeah, they just cranked the music right up. But when it went on, and you seen that famous shot of Daniel's wife stroking his knee, the manager was gone the next day.
Yeah,
because it gets toxic towards it.
That was Man United, weren't it? It was Man United. Yeah. Ronaldo. Remember Ronaldo scored against us?
Yeah.
I was there in that game.
As soon as any heat comes on Daniel, that is it. Because all a manager is to Daniel is another shield. It's another shield for him. It's the same as Lang, Munn, whoever else you want to mention that's there. They're all shields. They're all shields for Daniel. If he can deflect all the hatred to other people, he would do it. He would
100%. George, thank you for putting it up. This is the guy. He's only 36. He's a young manager. He's a very good, young, talented manager. Claudio Girardes, I think that's how you butcher. I don't want to butcher his name. But yeah,
bring him in immediately.
But do you know what it is? When we talk about project, process, and all the buzzwords that go with it, right? This is the sort of guy. If you're going to do a project, process, buzzword central, I need to get a drink buzzword. Sorry, that's going to be my new catchphrase. Anytime one says a buzzword, drink.
I get the bottle of Diet Coke here.
Get the Coke, drink, because there's a buzzword. But if you're going to build for the future, get in a young manager and go, do you know what? Longevity. If it goes wrong, we're going to stick by it. But the difference is, but everyone will say about Ange and doing it, stick by Ange. You have to show that you're managing to change what's going wrong. And that's the key problem for me. Ange doesn't show that he's capable or wants to. Capable or wants to is two different things. Does Ange want to go, do you know what? To suit this and get this to work, I've got to change it up a little bit.
No, he doesn't.
Big up, Lubo. How you doing, my friend?
Ian.
How you doing, Ian? Yeah, I'm all good, man. All good.
Good afternoon, sir. I ain't seen you for ages.
You all right?
Yeah. Was that Flower Power as well?
Flower Power's here, right? I think he's got...
It is indeed, It is indeed.
Huh?
Yeah. Big up. How's the fishing?
Cold. I don't bother. It's too cold for me.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, look.
Ian,
I'll bring you in. I'll bring you into it, man. Like, look, I kind of know your stance on it, but it'd be good to sort of on the channel sort of get it in the sense. This manager's awful, isn't he? Let's be fair. Tactically, he's out of his depth, right?
He's had success in lower leagues.
Yep.
He's still convinced that he can make it work in the Premier League. And the problem is that he's not learning.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the key problem.
We're losing game after game at the moment. And the whole thing's wrong. It's just, there's no balance to his tactics. There's no thought. There's no adjusting, adapting. It's the same players all the time. So you've got certain players. He's not rotating the squad. So quite a few of the players are running on empty. And there's other players in the squad that just don't play week after week. So it's all wrong, and the results are now starting to show. It's been win lose, and now
I agree.
Now it's draw lose. So it's getting worse and worse. I don't know. I don't see where it goes with him. They've got, for me, they should just get shot and just bring Mason in for a few months. If that's what it takes till you can get a manager.
I think
the next manager is always it's always key. You've got to try and make sure you don't make the same mistake. He needs to be advised by proper football people. Scott Munn is not a proper football person. It's ridiculous. It's the blind leading the blinds.
I think you're right. I think we're in a real crossroads, right, in what we do. I'm in the position now where I think this guy is awful. We should go. I don't like his football. I think we're chaotic. We're all over the place. I'm now really at the position with it now where you either do it now and be assertive and go, do you know what? We want to try. We could salvage our season now by getting someone in now. What I think is going to happen, and after, if I say so, I'll jump a bit forward, is if you don't do that, just keep him to the end of the season because the season's all but done then. What I think is going to happen is we'll sack him around February when he spent another 50, 60 mil in January, because I wouldn't give this manager any more money. Don't give this guy another penny, because I'd rather that go to who's going to be the next one. I don't think he'll be at the end of the season, but I think what we end up doing is we sack him in February when we're out of the Europa League, we're out of the Carabao Cup, we're probably out of the FA Cup at that point, and then the season's all but done. If you're going to do it, you do it right now and make it proactive and go, do you know what? We can get in this manager right this second, and we could salvage our season. If we don't do it now, we give him money in January and sack him in February. It's pointless. The season's ruined. He's not just out of all the trophies. So I don't think we're going to win anything anyway. But at least if you give another manager a go, they might have a chance, because at least you get someone that can actually manage properly.
Absolutely. It's pointless giving him any more money. You've got players in the squad that are more than capable.
Yeah.
Spence, Reguilon, you're flogging Poro and Udogie. Why play them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is with me is we bought Archie Gray and Bergvall. They're probably going to be superstars in the future, but
might be.
But we don't know. I said they might be.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even play them. He gives them 10 minutes at the end.
We're at the point where like I feel sorry. Look, I think Archie Gray. I haven't seen anything of him that I go, wow, he's going to be a superstar. But equally, what I'll also say, I do feel sorry for the kid, because I sit and go, you're not a right back, you're not a centre half. Why you play like you haven't got the capabilities of playing that position? You're a midfielder. I can tell you're good on the ball. One thing I will say, he looks quite good on the ball, but how is a player like that going to grow and develop his position when he's playing in one, different positions, two, coming off when we're losing games and just getting thrown on the pitch to try and salvage something?
I'll tell you the one I feel the most sorry for is Dragishin. Right? The guy comes in, right? He was solid, does an okay job. As soon as you got a half-fit Romero and a half-fit Van der Ven, he's out of there.
But Mark, that's another good point. Dragishin gets a lot. Dragishin for me is now the next scapegoat at the football club.
Yeah,
because whenever he plays and has a bad game, he's the problem.
Yeah,
I had it yesterday in some group chats blaming him. I'm going, he didn't. I don't think he made one mistake in the sense.
He played well.
I thought he had an all right game. But what we do is we don't play a defender like that. What I would call a no nonsense centre half, making him play with the ball. He's a defender that you have at the back that at set pieces he gets them out of there, deals with it. He's a no-nonsense centre half. You don't want him passing 5-6 yard passes in your own half. You want him to get the ball, go long to out wide, and shift the ball forward that way quickly. And for me, he gets exposed on his capabilities as a centre half. He gets scapegoated because he has a bad game, because he gets brought in after not playing a kick of a ball for 3 months, comes in, and then we go, oh, well, he's not very good, is he? Well, hang on a minute. He hasn't played any football. We can't judge that. Romero has a stinker nearly every single week.
Exactly.
Gets played every game, no matter what. Like for me, we judge players and balance. It's no balance in our judgment of players.
No, none at all. I thought Joby said them with Forster yesterday. They were our two best players.
Fraser Forster was our best player yesterday. I mean, that's
man of the match,
right?
He
was our best player again.
Fourth game running, yeah.
Yeah, it's when your second string goalkeeper that everyone was panicking about when Vicario got injured, is your best player. That for me is a massive, massive concern. That's a massive concern.
Let's face it. If Foster went on form against Bournemouth, that would have been 5-0. Easily.
Oh,
easily.
It definitely would have been 3, wouldn't it?
Let's be fair with it. Fraser Forster made about 2 or 3, what I would say, very, very good saves, and you could have easily see those creeping. The one when the double save I thought was exceptional, by the way.
Yeah.
The one, he gets down on his left, then gets down onto his right to make 2 very, very good saves. That's a goal any day of the week. Like,
yeah.
How he stopped those, fair play. There was another one which he made an amazing stop. I can't remember who shot that, but in the second half. But let's be fair, second half we were being carved open like anything. It was actually becoming embarrassing. It was that easy.
And another thing about Forster, how good was it yesterday when he come out when Chelsea had a corner and caught the ball?
Yeah, I
was like, yeah, he come out, commanded his area, caught the ball. All right, we lost anyways, but it was just nice to see him, like someone come out and catch the ball like an old school goalkeeper does.
Yeah.
Not flap about punching it, trying to punch it. You know what I mean? He just come out because he's like 6'7" or something. Isn't he?
So
he's massive.
Matt Law from I think is it Daily Telegraph? I think he's at Telegraph, has said Tottenham Hotspur, Ange Postecoglou has already held transfer meetings with Johan Lang, the Tottenham technical director, with the January window approaching and the club considering making reinforcements. Well, that tells me
that's a few more kids coming in. No,
but do you know who it will be? It'll be that fella at Betis, Cardozo, who I think is an average player. He's not great. I watch him enough to go, I'm not impressed. Like, he doesn't blow my socks off. For me, our recruitment now, whatever we do now, is going to be panic buys. We're going to be like panicking to try and reinforce it. But this manager, I always say it, we're 11th in the league right now. We haven't got the 11th best team in the league. There's no way. We are underperforming with the squad that we have. That's factual. I can't have anyone say that we've got the 11th best team because we wouldn't have had anyone in the team. I say the 5 teams above us.
I said on the show last night, we are making more mistakes than those 5 teams you mentioned, and that's why we're below them.
Yeah. But in the summer, and I always stand by this. In the summer, if I said to you, Spurs are linked with Ethan Pinnock of Brentford, we'd be going, why? Oh, Spurs are linked with Ryan Yates of Forest. Why? Spurs are linked with Sasa Lukic of Fulham. We'd be going, why are we getting him in? Like, my point is we were talking about getting X, Y, and Z in. We didn't do it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, hang on a minute, what is going on here? Like, and now we're below these teams with these players. Like, it's crazy.
Well, it's you probably need 1 or 2 established players to come in January.
Of course.
I wouldn't go mad. You got Vuskovic there. You've got other kids. I just bring the.
I don't think Vuskovic is back yet, is he? Or is he?
No,
he back?
No, you got him coming. You got him next season.
Yeah, he's coming next season, isn't he?
You got Devine coming back next season. You got some good players out on loan.
The thing is, in the summer when we bought in Gray and we bought in Bergvall, I wouldn't have minded if there was experience brought in at the same time.
That's right.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
But
you know what I mean? You don't just buy a load of kids. You don't buy a load of kids without having experience in the team either.
No, you do both.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You get rid of the deadwoods. You get rid of the deadwood to make room for the players you're going to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's considered
you buy good kids for the future, which every club does.
Yes.
And then you bring in and you strengthen the first team.
What I would say, though, we say Deadwood. Who's Deadwood now?
Who should have gone? Larice is off there.
Huh?
Larice is off. Sorry, who?
Son.
No, not quite.
Not quite. Son. Bad. Any proper football club would have sold Son by now. Yeah. Look, Son is here for one reason. He's here for them. He's here because he makes us a load of money. That's the only. If Son didn't make us,
I've said this on our channel as well.
If Son didn't bring the financial power that he brings to this football club, he wouldn't be here. He's not. He is not playing at this football club on footballing merit anymore. I'm sorry, people don't like to hear it because they love Son. Son has been an absolute stalwart and a great player at this football club. He should have been sold a year ago. He's and got relative money for him that you reinvest. That's what big football clubs do. But he brings so much money in. Oh, so
I love Sonny. I love Sonny. We all love Sonny, but his time is done. It is done now.
It is now, for sure. Unfortunately, he's been fantastic for us.
Yeah,
of course
it was actually sad watching him yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's been sad watching him for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that he got a lot of praise last year for scoring hat-trick here, 2 brace here. But realistically, I think you could probably name 25 games of last season that he did nothing.
Well,
and even
hang on, we only played 41 games. I don't think he played in all of them, and he got 27 goals and assists in total.
Yeah, but I think what James is saying is some would go and not score for 3 or 4 games, but then go and get a couple of hat tricks here and there, and it would in a way level itself out instead of getting.
Also, we're reading stats there like stats are the be all and end all. Look how many goals we've scored this season, but our attack's still crap.
Yeah.
You can't always go by stats and facts, to be honest. I think there's a lot more to football than just numbers. And for me, yesterday, I noticed 2 or 3 things majorly. First of all, the goals we conceded started with Son losing the ball and then not tracking back. There's that second penalty. When that second penalty scored, I was watching him. I was thinking, right, grab that ball, take charge of that game. He put his hands on his head and turned around and looked at the crowd. He did nothing. That, for me, is a sign of someone that's done. He is completely done mentally. He doesn't want to be here. I personally don't want him here. I think we need to invest now and get rid of him and invest elsewhere. I think there's a lot of sympathy. And don't get me wrong, I understand it, but I've done my sympathy. I feel like we need to let go. Yeah, we need to let go. We need to say, you know what? Thank you so much. You're an absolute hero for us.
Mm-hmm.
But does this not feel like Harry Kane Part 2 though? Where Harry Kane. Difference is at the time when Harry Kane left, he was banging in goals, and you'd have. But we all knew in our back of our minds that Harry Kane doesn't deserve to be here anymore. He should be at a better level now.
But there was a difference because Harry Kane could be at a different level.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say though. But
I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Sonny.
I agree, but my point was more on the sense of this is about sentimentality.
Yeah,
we're only retaining Son for sentimental. So when we bring up Harry Kane, it's because of sentimental reasons. Oh well, we haven't got Harry Kane anymore. Well, we haven't had Harry Kane for 18 months. Let's move on from that argument. Son, we've got someone go. Look, we can have the debate about it. Son isn't going anywhere, and he won't go. He'll get a new contract before the end of the year, and he will still be here. He will retire at Spurs. I'm telling you, I've stood by it because he brings too much money in.
I said this on our channel. I said this on our channel, right? I don't know. I haven't researched it. You go in, if you get the facts and figures up from the club shop, we can go in, you can buy a shirt with a name on the back. I bet Son is 50% of it.
Oh, maybe more. Maybe more.
I don't know. I just guessed.
No, but if you there was some stats about this. There was actual evidence on it, and I'm annoyed because I don't know where they are now. But Son is in the top 10 or top 20. I'd say top 10, like football player shirt sales. Like
I can believe that.
Son is in the top 10 of individual player shirt sales.
Son will be Son. Right. First of all, I applaud Son for his loyalty.
100%.
To a club that wins nothing. For a club that wins nothing, especially since he's been here. Right. And secondly, I think Son will be kept on as an ambassador or whatever, just to keep bringing that money in.
So with the shirt sale thing, me and my son did the tour about 2 years ago. We got it for Christmas. And when we was in there, they were obviously doing their speech and stuff. And they said that Son is the biggest selling football name now. And that was 2 years ago.
That makes sense.
The biggest shirt sale 2 years ago, which was when Ronaldo just went to Saudi Arabia, was still Son. He sold more shirts than Ronaldo.
Yeah. I bet Son sells 50% of the shirts you can buy. I've never been in the shop, so I don't know. But allegedly, you can go in there and you can get a shirt with a name on already. They're already there on the shelves. I bet Son sells 50%.
I think it's more. I'd say it's nearer 75%.
All right.
I would say it's more than 50%. Think about it. You think about it like that. On shirt sales, like Sun will be massively higher than 50%. I think it's way higher. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'm just reading down the comments between Rasmus and Scott. Sorry, Scott. I know we talk all the time. Rasmus is right. If Levy won't buy better players, then we've got to lower our expectations.
Look, we know we're not going to buy the best.
We don't buy the best players. Best players dictate the best wages. We don't pay the best wages.
This is what the stadium was meant to do, though. Remember?
Yeah, but we all knew that. Look, let's be fair. We all knew that the stadium. I think most of us probably knew. I for one, I got sucked into the PR of the thing at the time, and as soon as I saw what was happening, I went, "Nah, this is ridiculous." I was like, "Nah, we're moving stadium. We're progressing as a football club." And then as soon as the NFL came in and all that lot, and I went, now I know exactly what this is all about. This is about optimizing. As I always call it, that stadium is a £1 million ATM because every time you use it, it prints £1 million.
Hang on, but Percy, it's never been anything other than the money.
True.
It's never been any different.
True.
I don't know why. We shouldn't be surprised at this.
I was stupid. I agree.
So if you build a stadium, remember these are real estate people. If you build a stadium, you and everything that goes with it, they're contracted because of the regeneration contract that they're tied into with Haringey Council. They're buying a hotel. They've got to put houses up. They've got to put X amount of social housing into it as well. This hasn't finished.
Yeah. No,
this hasn't finished, and this is what they have signed into. So they bought White Wedge Park. They want to turn it into a training grounds for the
women and the women
football club. This is all about everything else bar the football.
But even where like Scott M's there saying about can't wait to see Werner, Johnson, and Solanke. To be honest, I think Werner's playing better than Son at the moment.
Definitely,
I generally do because he's deliberate. I'm not saying that Werner's good either, but he delivers more balls into the box. I noticed as soon as he come on yesterday, he tracked back for a couple of runs and helped Porro out. The moment he come on, Porro was like free. He's like, oh, okay, he's got someone helping me here.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know that bar is so low, but we can't keep putting Son on this high pedestal just because of what happened before. If you look at him now, playing now, he is our worst forward by a country mile if we're judging him based on what we're seeing now.
What I would say, James, is in this system, Werner may be doing better. With a player like Son, you can utilise him better. Look, Son, whether or not I think he's past it, he's still a top goal scorer. You could get him, you could completely reinvent his position and find him a role that gets him an opportunity to score goals. The problem is you could find a way on the bench. You could play him down the middle in a 2 up top, maybe something. Yeah. The problem is when you've got a player like Son and you stick him out on the left-hand side, like we do, we basically just go, we're just putting you there because your name is Heung-min Son now.
No, but he's played down the middle and done nothing. Keep getting told the best finisher in the game.
I think you've got to play two if you play with a Son.
I don't think he's got to play. I just don't get it. Honestly, this is just me. I don't get it because people say world-class finisher. Yesterday missed goals that he should have scored. The week before that, he had one-on-ones he missed. The week before that, he had one-on-ones he would miss. How many times does he have to do that before he gets called out? But I tell you what, the same people that do that will call out Ange for not changing his tactics. No, Ange hasn't changed. Ange is the problem. Hold on, we've got players doing the same thing that they've done at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's
they're okay. You can't be giving passes to one and blaming the other. It's madness.
No, James, that's an absolute fair argument. That's a valid point. Like, look, by the way, I'm not saying I think we should have sold Son a year ago, at least a year ago, maybe even. I actually said, and people didn't like it at the time. I said we should have sold Son at the same time we let Harry Kane go. Let them both go. People will go, whoa, you can't let both of them go. Start again. Go, boom. It might take a year, may take 2 years to build that. but get them two out and start afresh. You go, because the problem now is Son is the main guy. For me, he's not a leader. Harry Kane was not a leader, vocal leader. He was a leader by example. Harry Kane was your leader by example. I'm going to show you how we play, and you're all going to follow me.
Agreed.
Sam Smith on while recent results have been a disappointment, recognition that Post's progress has been
Which one am I looking at? Oh, this one?
Yeah. When you're looking at some of the previous games, the best players have been the guys that have come in. I don't get that. It's
100%. I agree.
It's the regular players who are making unforced errors that are costing goals, changing games. Also, granted, he's flogging players.
I will not live on die on an injury conversation personally. That's my opinion. When we talk about injuries at key players, did anyone see Arsenal? I hate talking about it, but look at Arsenal. They had 5 defenders injured yesterday. 5. Imagine if we had 5 defenders injured in a game. We'd be in meltdown.
And remember, we were ahead of them a few years ago.
Yeah, but my point is let's just use an argument, right? Porro's injured or out. Romero, Van der Ven. Let's just say Adoghi's the only one that out of that back four is fit, but we've lost. There's no Davis. There's no Dragoshin. Spence is injured. And they've had a makeshift back line yesterday. Yeah, look, they didn't win. But
I agree and disagree. They lost Gabriel, but bring in like another £50 million player. They lose Zinchenko, but they bring in Timber.
That's on us as a football club, right?
Yeah, I agree. But there's difference to drop in, say, for example, if Doggy gets injured, so we play Gray left back. That's a completely different story to Zinchenko going out and Timber going in.
No, they had Thomas Partey, a midfielder, playing at right back. At left back, they had Timber. They had, and at centre half, they had
Saliba and that guy
and Kivior. I mean, Kivior hardly plays football, right? For him, so. Like I get that.
I'm not sticking up for them Spurs either because they got their themselves in this problem. Yeah. But I do understand. Like if you took out Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, then Declan Rice, then Odegaard, I think you kind of notice and you go, okay, fair enough. And that's the only thing I'm giving Ange. But in that process, you need to then adapt. You need to say, you know what?
Yeah.
We haven't got you. We're going to play two holding and we're going to let James Maddison create, or vice versa. But we don't. We stick to the same thing and go, nah, we're still going to try and win by 10 and see what happens. And it's infuriating.
For me at the moment, the tactics are the biggest problem right now. Right now, tactically, we are all over the shop. That has to change. I'm not one of those. I don't sit in the camp of blaming injuries. Everyone has injuries. But other teams, as you say, manage it. Fine. Yep. If we've got injuries, we're going to change it, this, that, and the other. Look, guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up and send you over because Ben's live in 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. So I will wrap it up. Guys in the chat, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like. Please go over and subscribe to Mark's channel. I don't know why I went to call you Ben then, but go subscribe to Mark.
I've been called worse than that.
Yeah, that's true. I could call you Levy. That'd be even worse. Go and whack your link in the chat. Whack your link in the chat. Yeah, guys, please go over, like, and subscribe over there. What content you got coming soon, Mark?
Sorry?
What have you got coming soon, content-wise?
We are on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, 8:00 UK time.
There you go. Simple. Get over there. Make sure you go over and share the support. We at the moment, if we look at mine, how close are we? We are 64 subscribers on 2,600. So we've done a really good job. Thank you, everyone.
We're on a lot less than that.
Oh, you'll get there, Mark. You'll get there.
830, I think.
It's because you don't invite me on, Mark. That's why.
Everyone go over to get.
You can come on anytime you like, James. I'll send you the link for tomorrow, mate.
I'm joking, man.
No. I promise you I'll send you the link for tomorrow. And you, Perch, if you want to come on.
Tomorrow, potentially. I might.
8:00. I'll send you both the link.
Maybe I'll have to check. 'Cause I think I might be doing stuff with Nice tomorrow because he did ask me to go on to his podcast at the moment. I might be. I'll let you know. I'll let you know after.
Right.
Guys in the chat, go over. There's over 70 of you in here. Go over there. You don't have to get off it. Go click onto his link. Go and subscribe. Let's get Mark to 1K. Let's get their channel to 1K before Christmas. That'd be wicked, man. Get you guys on 1K, definitely. On that note, guys, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you. Brinketic came on. James came on as well. The other James that came on. Thank you all. Ian's disappeared, so thank you, Ian, as well. Thank you guys as well. Go over there. Darren, yeah, the channel's just linked. It's just above you. So just click on that link. Go hit the subscribe button. Share the love. I always say, go and subscribe to all Spurs YouTubers, whether I agree or disagree, because you have to have balance on all opinions. Whether people like Ange, don't like Ange. If you don't, I will never be considered an echo chamber. I will let anybody on my channel, as long as their camera's on and they want to chat, anyone is allowed on. That's the whole point of this, all right? I will never stop people debating. That's the beauty of it all. We all agree, we all disagree. Guys, go, and also we're going over to Ben's channel. So go over to Ben's channel and smash the likes and subscribe to Ben's channel. Ben should be on 1K. How is an absolute
shambles.
Ben's a good guy.
Ben's helps all the Spurs community out with artwork. He helps people out with moderating, and he does that just out of the kindest heart. So let's get the channel.
I won't ask him to do my artwork again.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to see that picture.
I saw that as well.
And maybe that on the side of your van. That'd be amazing. Guys, thank you for coming on, man. Much love. Peace out, guys. I will be later live at 3 o'clock UK time. FM Everton, we move. Peace out.